the music going to play? Hello? Music?
I heard bats.
Okay, now it's gonna play. That was weird. Good evening, my darling batlings.
You probably had a bat in the jukebox.
Or it could be a spid. They tend to get stuck in there.
Fair.
Good evening, my darling batlings, and hello there, Iron. Glad to see you here. I would say bright and early, but it is 8 p.m. where we are, so, you know, not exactly bright, but early.
Hey,
I mean, it's bright and early somewhere.
I mean, yeah.
Tonight we are concluding Ape Escape, and given that this is usually a pretty quick cleanup, we are probably going to be moving on to Ape Escape 2 afterwards. And a reminder to all of my viewers and some of the new viewers I've gotten over the past couple weeks. Next Friday is the first session of our Castlevania D&D campaign, where we will also be raising money for Lurie Children's Hospital. If you donate $5 or more, then you can suggest something for one of the players to do during off time, like downtime between, you know, major story events and major battles.
Yep.
So look forward to that. It's going to be utter chaos, I can already tell.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm already anticipating it. But JKR, I know you've explained the charity a lot, but if you mind, would you like to remind the viewers?
Oh, yeah. So 100% of the funds will go straight to Lurie Children's Hospital. We don't not take a cent of it. And not to mention the fact is that these funds are unrestricted. When I say that, that basically means that all like the money is basically used for anything the hospital could probably use, you know, whatever reason, other thing they might need the money for. So say they need better equipment for like a new X-ray machine or whatever, they have the money for that. They want to get the kids something. Like a new gaming console or something like that, or even a garden or something like that. That's what the money's for.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anything that the hospital needs to either improve their services or improve quality of life for their patients.
Exactly. And it is a very good cause. So, again, donating it's not required, but it is nice that you do.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
And
appreciated, but not required.
yeah, but we hope you guys do show up for the D&D streams throughout October. We do
Yes,
hope
they will
you
be.
do show up.
They will be every Friday and Saturday throughout October, except for, you know, October 31st, which is not only you know, last day of October, but I will be house sitting during that time, so no streams that weekend.
Yeah, which then we would probably just make that the weekend after that would be the final 2 sessions.
Okay.
Would make it easier then.
Okay.
Also,
I'll adjust the thing accordingly.
Yep. Also, before we start, I would also like to make an announcement.
Is it that Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker?
Well, I mean, it's besides that, but no. Ari has chosen a name for the Ralts that I mentioned yesterday. The little one is named Forrest. And we welcome him into the community. Forrest does say hi to all and reminds everybody to drink their water.
Yes. Remember to always stay hydrated. I should know. I'm constantly dehydrated.
Yeah, I can feel that.
I mean,
Anyway.
it only makes sense because you're always so thirsty, Ari.
Yeah, I don't deny it. I am thirsty, and my thirst cannot be quenched.
I mean, fair.
I mean, with certain people in my circle, it's like I am someone stranded out in the desert, dying of thirst, who is simultaneously watching someone else drown.
I feel like that is jabbed towards me, Missy.
Yes, it is.
Also, best Sonic song is playing right now.
Yes. All right, let's switch on over to the PS1 view.
Okay.
Also, technically, this isn't the original version from the Sonic OVA. This is a cover from an album called Sonic Jams by
but it's still a very good song.
either artist or group. I'm not sure which. Called Kamikaze Bitch.
It's still a very good song.
If you look them up on
Island
like
and Lunar Darkness.
YouTube, they're not going to be listed as Kamikaze Bitch. They're going to be listed as KB
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
Also, speaking of YouTube, and like, you know, profanity and naughty language, they did a very rare thing recently and actually clarified, like, so, like, what kind of profanity and also, like, advertiser-unfriendly content can be allowed in monetized videos instead of just being too vague about it. Like, they still didn't give, you know, a 100%, like, clear-cut line because it's, you know, they don't want people gaming the system. But they did say stuff like, you know, profanity is now allowed in the first few seconds of the videos, which they haven't been for a while now. And, you know, mild, even harsh swear words are allowed in monetized YouTube videos, as long as it's not an excessive amount of it. So not like, you know, AVGN swearing every couple seconds.
So basically not a long stream of cusses and swears. It's spread out.
Yeah, and they said that they debunked the long-held belief that, like, saying the word kill or murder or things like that gets your video demonetized. It's not the words themselves that get demonetized, it's if that's the focus of the video. So the whole thing of needing to say, like, unalive or sewer slide or things like that don't get you demonetized. People just thought that's what it was. What it actually is like making videos about those subjects that get you demonetized.
Yeah. Also, Miles, I have brought Charles D. Mander and Mrs. Ember Pilkington to join us for the stream.
Oh, that's right. Cool. I need to load up my proper memory card file. Otherwise, we're going to be starting from the beginning.
Just letting you guys talk, so...
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
You're good.
You're free to chime in.
No,
yeah, I wouldn't have you on stream if I didn't want you talking.
Oh, I was gonna start quoting a frickin' song. I held myself back.
What song?
You said, I chimed in.
Oh my...
Panic at the Disco, bro.
I don't listen to Panic at the Disco. I listen to good music.
Hey, I don't mind some of their older stuff. Their newer stuff is hit or miss.
Their newer stuff isn't even Panic at the Disco, to my understanding. It's just Brendan Urie using the Panic at the Disco name.
Yeah, basically it became a solo career, almost. But they expanded anyways, so...
Would you believe me if I said that I've never heard that song you're talking about, but the only thing I've heard from it is a edit of it that changes it from being about, like, you know, the original subject matter to fucking bees?
You just send it to Furret then if it's about bees.
It's called I Fuck Bees, Not Tragedies.
You just send that to Furret.
If I can find it, yes.
You were setting up... real talk, I thought you were setting up for a D's nuts joke, but then you said bees, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's called I Fuck Bees, Not Tragedies. And it's like the original song, but like, instead of saying closing the goddamn door, he says fucking the goddamn bees.
Oh my god, no.
And instead of poison tragedy, he says poison tragedy.
Okay, yeah.
So that whole song is just a fucking shitpost reference.
Yeah, it's based on that old meme of like, it's hip to fuck bees.
Okay.
Oh, I need to switch my headset. Ooh. My Team J is bad today.
Your tunge?
My jaw, yeah. It's
okay.
Flared up pretty bad, but I can talk, but...
Yeah.
I can think...
you know that feeling of like
it's super
having
tight.
something sour?
Yeah?
Oh, okay,
and, like,
yeah.
it tingles, like...
I don't eat sour stuff, so...
Or like overly
I do.
sweet, maybe.
I can
tingle
understand.
of having, yes, so you know what I'm talking about. I have that nonstop right now and like right underneath my ear.
Ooh.
So I just have to be eating soft foods for like a month, and I'll be fine. But
Heh.
Oh, lovely.
I mean that's not all that bad.
All right, time to fight a
Mashed
monkey and a
taters.
UFO.
a
Mashed
monkey
ta-
FO.
Haters,
A monkey
boil them,
UFO.
mash them, stick them in a stew.
Nah.
What does a
try
monkey
against-
and a UFO do? Do they abduct bananas?
These are like their attack craft, basically, but this model doesn't have offensive capabilities, because this monkey doesn't have a gun. Like, only monkeys with guns that are flying UFOs can actually attack you back. This time, it's like, it just kind of flies around and you have to shoot it down.
This reminds me of frickin' Spyro right now with like the shooting thing.
Well, I mean, the shooting in Spyro worked very differently, but I can kind of understand. It had, like, a similar targeting reticle.
Yeah.
The sound effects is just reminding me of Galaga.
That's probably an inspiration. Because Galaga and Galaxian were very big in Japan, and this was developed by Sony Computer Entertainment Japan.
That makes sense, yeah.
Like, you want to know how big Galaga and Galaxian were in Japan?
How big?
They literally, like, not so much the game itself, but, like, the way that it displayed graphics revolutionized how, video game companies would do graphics in their video games to make them be able to display more sprites without slowing down, the game. And it's the exact same, like, method of storing sprite data by sort of breaking it up into parts that are then assembled into a single sprite. That would go on to be used in every NES game. Because, like, when Nintendo started getting into making arcade games, they just cloned the hardware used for Galaxian as their, like, hardware. And just made new games off that hardware. So, without Galaxian, we wouldn't have Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Also, the fact that games like Space Invaders, when it came out, and they blamed the shortage of 100 yen coins on it, which that wasn't the case.
Yeah, it wasn't the
Didn't make enough
case.
of the coins at the time.
Yeah, but it was believable enough. And,
Yeah.
one of my favorite tidbits about, well, not tidbits, but, fun facts about Space Invaders is that, you know, its iconic mechanic of getting more difficult the more enemies you shoot down was not an intended feature. It was just the hardware being able to process faster as less sprites were being displayed. And that ended up being, like, you know, the first instance of scaling difficulty in a video game.
Talking about this stuff is making me miss going to an arcade again. I really need to visit Galloping.
I haven't been to an arcade in a long time. I need to go by the Baxter again sometime. Would probably be the best, like, you know, good arcade to go to in my general vicinity. It's a barcade that's got a lot of cool retro games there.
Ooh.
Nothing on the level of Galloping Ghost, but it's still cool. It's more like cozy, small place. And they serve alcohol if you are so inclined.
Ooh, I may have to hit that up if I'm ever out there.
Yeah, if you're ever down here, I'll take you guys down to the Baxter. Like, they swap out the arcade machines every now and then, so they have, like, a rotation of games that are available. When me and JKR went there last time, they had the Simpsons arcade game and Carnival.
The Simpsons arcade game is very, very good. That's the one I played a lot on 360 when it was hooked up.
Yeah. They also have, like, a selection of Tekken arcade games that they cycle through. They had, like, one of the many versions of Street Fighter 2. They had the original arcade Punch-Out.
Ooh.
BRB, guys.
Okay.
Take your time.
Well, I need to check eBay because I have something I want to talk about potentially. I need to see about something.
Okay.
Was that monkey using
Yeah,
a tree as a mech? Yes, it was. The monkeys are inventive like
boy.
that.
Yeah,
It was using the tree as a mech by hiding in the hole in the center of the tree and then using spider webs to act as like a shield to keep you from just catching it. So you have to destroy the tree mech to get the monkey out of there. It, like,
So what you're
uses
telling me
its
here is
branches
the
as
monkeys are-
arms to swat at you.
So what you're telling me is the monkeys are trying to control Woodman and succeeded.
Yes. And this is in, like, early days of civilization times in terms of what time period this level takes place in. Like, the first three are in dinosaur ages. This is, like, early days of ancient lost civilizations. The one after this is,
Basically, the rise of man, and then
yeah, like, you know, pre-Homo sapien man, I should say.
Okay.
And then, like, the next era after this is, I believe, like, Oceania. So, like, the world flooded by water.
Okay.
Don't see what's so sus about that, but okay. Let's see what else. There's, an era of, like, you know, the pre-industrial civilizations of, like, the medieval era. There's the Ice Age.
Yeah.
In no particular order, I'm listing these. There's the Ice Age. There's, the, like, medieval times. Across multiple civilizations.
The
like
Renaissance, basically.
Not the Renaissance. Renaissance and medieval periods are two different times. So, like, you... like, the medieval period... the medieval period in this game is my favorite set of stages, because you get the most, like, visual diversity between them. Because, like, the first stage in that time period is, like, feudal Japan, with, like, Ninja Temple being the main focus. The second one is, like, the, you know, Imperial China, where you, like, go across the Great Wall. And then the third one is, like, you know, a medieval European castle.
Okay.
There's three stages per period, and then there's the modern period, which is called Futurama, and predates the show Futurama. And that one is, like, you know, modern day as in, like, 1999 modern day. So, like, you have, like, a park.
So the turn of the millennium.
You have a park. You have the factory where Spectre is manufacturing the helmets to for his army, and you have a TV station where Spectre is broadcasting from, and then the final area, as we saw last time I streamed this, is the park that Spectre came from. They turned into his fortress.
Okay.
So basically Hyrule in one timeline, specifically the time where everything is flooded. Basically, yeah, except there's a lot more sharks and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And monkeys.
Welcome back.
Yeah, my mom brought Widget up here, and I had to make sure I put her in her crate for the night.
Okay.
The Ouija. But now, speaking of eBay, I need to, between Monday and Wednesday, I need to check on the shipping.
Speaking of eBay, I was recently reminded of a YouTube retro gaming video channel that was, like, really big back in the early days of YouTube that I used to watch, and who, like, basically retired a while ago, but came out of retirement a couple years ago for the 30th anniversary of his show, because his show actually predates YouTube by, like, almost a decade. It was called Classic Game Room.
I've heard of that.
Classic Game Room is so good.
It is.
But, like, all this talk of eBay reminded me of, like, a term that the host of the show, Mark, coined to refer to, like, a game that's easy to find for a good price on eBay, and it's eBayisably.
Oh, God.
I'm, still waiting on that Charizard card, and I'm getting nervous now.
Well, reach out about it.
I did, they didn't answer.
Well, reach out to eBay about it if they don't respond. They have to respond if they don't respond and they haven't shipped it out and they haven't provided tracking, you will get your money back.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they actually did ship it and they did a stupid.
Well,
and they shipped it to me
if they
instead
ship,
of authenticators.
whether you did it or not, I know from being a seller who shipped it without tracking and it got lost in tracking, apparently, that even if they did actually ship it, if they can't prove it by not providing a tracking number, you know, you'll get your money back, and if it does arrive, then you get to keep the thing.
But would it be an asshole to this person? It's expensive.
Well, no. You're not being an asshole if they're not responding to you after you paid them a lot of money for something they didn't provide tracking for.
Yeah.
You are well within your right, and if it shows up, then that's you sticking it to them for being a bad seller.
Like, I don't know how authentication guarantee works. Like, I've read up in it, and it says they're supposed to mail it to PSA to get it authenticated. And then once it's authenticated, it's supposed to be shipped out from the center to you directly.
Okay.
But my problem is that it shows delivery info for two things with the same exact delivery date. So I have a bad feeling they shipped it directly to me and bypassed the authentication, which is not allowed.
Which is something you can still, you know, raise hell about, and that you should raise hell about.
Yeah, because a Neo Destiny Shining Charizard is a big deal.
Yeah, it really is.
I would say bypass at this point. Bypass talking to the seller entirely and reach out to eBay customer support and see what they recommend.
Yeah.
Because if this person's bypassing the process that they're supposed to do for graded cards like this, then they are breaking all sorts of rules.
And the crazy thing is, this guy has great reviews, so it's not like I bought from some guy that had no, like,
You can also, if you reach out to eBay customer support about this, and it is something, like you said, eBay is involved directly with PSA, right?
Yeah, they send it directly there, and then
they should, then, like, if you provide them, you know, like the order number and stuff like this, they should be able to, you know, be able to help you in some form with that.
I would think so.
So yeah, reach out to customer support. And if you get sent to, like, you know, a chatbot, find their customer support number and call it. That's the better way to get customer support.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not as much fussing about it is because they mailed it out on the 19th, supposedly. So
Bless you.
It's not been too long yet, so I'm going to give them a bit more time, but...
I mean, it's been over a week at that point.
It's been almost 2 weeks at this point, dude.
Late. Yeah, it's the 28th now, so...
When you ship it to PSA side, it takes 2 days to authenticate.
Yeah, I am telling you this as your best friend who has yet to steer you wrong. Reach out to customer support, see what they say about it before taking any further action.
Yeah, well,
Really?
it sucks for the seller because when you do authentication...
Dude, if the seller's not responding to you, then you have exhausted all other avenues.
Yeah. I asked the day they shipped it if there was a tracking number, and I just said, you know, politely, thank you for having such an awesome item on your store. Like, you know, being polite and being excited about it, not kind of accusing.
Yeah, they're ghosting you, so that's their loss if they... That's their loss because they're not doing the bare minimum of what a seller is expected to do on eBay.
Yeah, it sucks for them because the card is so expensive. So if I get to keep it, then they get my money back. Then
if you do get to keep it, then there's nothing the seller can do about it because they did a bad job of doing basic, you know, answering of messages related to something so rare and expensive.
Yeah.
I'm saying this as like a customer empowerment thing. You gotta remember that on eBay, it's heavily stacked in favor of the customer. So, like, if the seller is not responding to you, then they have forfeited their right to complain when you get your money back because you forced eBay's hand.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. I'll reach out to eBay this week and just kind of be like, hey...
Do it tomorrow, dude.
Do it tomorrow.
At the very least, they may be able to get me a tracking number.
Yeah. Well, they won't be able to get you a tracking number because that's entirely down to the shipping service that they used.
Well, if I can't get a hold of the seller, they may be able to. That's what I'm saying. And they may be able to get me the tracking number from the seller.
All you have to do is try and reach out to the seller once, and if they haven't responded, then eBay will immediately, move forward with your case. And you've already done that, trying to reach out to them once.
Hey.
Also, hi, Incineroar fan.
Hi, Incineroar fan.
You need to.
Yeah,
you
I need
need.
a shiny
I
hunt.
say this as someone that has similar problems with anxiety about dealing with sellers that are non-communicative and wanting to see the best in all sellers, even if they don't do their proper job. You need to stand up for yourself when this much money is on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar. It may not be a similar experience with what you're having. I mean, right now I'm waiting on that life-size Gardevoir, and I'm still scared shitless right now. I am still scared shitless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know what you're going through in terms of what you're feeling on it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why I said
It's the same case for you, Nico.
that.
If for whatever reason that life-size Gardevoir doesn't ship out, then you will 100% get your money back by showing that you have reached out to the seller multiple times at this point.
Yeah,
It's weird.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Nico. No, you go ahead. Use your conversation.
No,
first.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no.
Ladies, don't make me get in there.
Oh God. Anyway, but
I will make
the
it
reason why is 'cause
awkward.
I mean, I trust you, Ari and Lulu, with the whole thing because you helped me seek out the Gardevoir.
Yeah.
And like I said, I did message them 5 days in just to make sure they didn't forget. It's just because again, like I said, this is the first time for me making such a big purchase like this for a plush, and technically after the 10 days since I got it, it would be the last day would be this Wednesday, technically going by their business day thing, which I have Lulu constantly watching, but even so, it's just if anything does happen, I know you got my back, Ari, as well as Lulu. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. For both of
I'm
you,
just-
if
I'm
it
just,
ends,
very
for both
nervous.
of you, if you end up not getting the thing that you ordered, reach out to eBay. They will refund you because both of you have reached out to the seller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they said they would
It's-
send the tracking number.
In Miles's case,
Yeah,
reach
at
out
least yours is
tomorrow.
giving.
Reach out tomorrow.
Yeah. At least
To,
Nico,
eBay.
yours has got tracking.
Well, his hasn't
Yeah,
shipped
but
yet.
mine hasn't shipped yet. They said
Oh,
after
jeez.
10. They said after 10-day business
His is
days.
yeah,
in
his is
Japan,
shipping from Japan.
They will. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can understand why I'm a little bit frantic because I'm
There were
I get it,
no
at the same
sellers
time,
for it that were selling based in America.
There were
You know
none.
what it could be?
What?
A lot of shipping services have stopped going to the States.
It's not that case because otherwise it would. I've tried buying stuff on eBay before that does not ship to the States, and it will just straight up not let you purchase the item.
Yeah.
We got the email of them saying the plush was paid for, and they said within 10 days.
Well, they didn't say
would
within
ship
10
it.
days. They said after 10 days, 10 business days, they'll ship it.
Yeah, after 10 business days. Yeah.
How much did you buy the Gardevoir for?
$2,100.
2,100. That's the actual asking price for an unopened Gardevoir.
I just found one from the U.S. that was like $1,780.
Okay. Thanks, eBay, for not showing me
But-
any US-based sellers in my search.
If stuff doesn't go well and I do get my refund, then I will probably go for I'll look again because again I do want to get a life rescue.
Well, you always gotta one-up me, Miles. Gosh.
Oh, they're pre-order. That's why.
Oh, pre-order. Oh, so they don't actually have the item.
Yeah, it's not out yet. That's why.
So you are, first of all, selling pre-orders on eBay is illegal. It's
Yes,
not.
it is.
It's not allowed by eBay's terms of service.
Yet they still do it.
Sides.
People still do it, and you should report that seller for selling something that they do not have in their possession.
I was gonna say the life-size guardrail came out around
Oh, no, wait.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Japan had it for a year, but they may be buying it off the U.S. store.
It's not. It's out of stock on the U.S. store.
It's out of stock in Japan too. That's
Yes,
the
I
thing.
know.
been out
It's
of
a
stock
limited.
since
It's a
February.
limited time item, which is why it's so expensive to find one unopened.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh,
It's a
God,
limited
now I'm
time item, which
actually
means it never
more
gets a
worried.
second printing.
No, Nico, it's okay. It's probably they ordered it from the U.S. store, and because it was being re-released, and they haven't gotten it yet. It comes out next month.
Well,
Miles,
Miles, you're not
I'm
helping.
telling you, this is your. I was just gonna say.
I'm gonna mute
this is one of
myself. I
those
feel
type
bad
of-
now.
You shouldn't. What I'm
You're
saying.
fine.
You're fine. What I'm saying is, you are looking at a seller that is breaking eBay's terms of service that should not be trusted.
Yeah, all of them are at this point.
But like,
Yeah.
this one was not a pre-order. They had photos of it in its packaging.
Oh, they're just running behind then. No big deal.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to get across. This seller also had 100% positive reviews.
Then you're fine.
Yeah. I'm just like I said again. It's a big purchase, so I'm very, very, very paranoid.
Oh no, I know the same feeling. I'm doing the same thing right now, dude. I have my card was almost the same price as your Gardevoir.
Yeah, and in
Like,
Miles'
we should
case,
just
like
together.
I've said so many times now, reach out tomorrow. Do not wait.
Yeah, I will.
Yes.
I'll reach out tomorrow and just be like, can you reach out to them and get me a tracking number?
Ye-
Or maybe they'll have a record of it being at PSA.
Yeah,
Since they're
just
tied together.
something.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh
we're
God,
dealing
that
with
sounds like the lizard falls from Zelda.
one of the green pants monkeys here, which they have homing missile backpacks and they can see from far distances. This particular one is
Lord.
one of the biggest bitches to catch because it's across an obstacle course where he can use the shortcuts, you can't.
How
But yeah, Miles, I definitely, I know you'll get your shining. I do.
Oh, the monkey.
The
Back here, monkey.
The monkey.
monkey.
Do the monkey with me! Got him.
Yes!
Sorry, I said the line wrong. I gotta say the thing that all Ape Escape protagonists say when you catch a monkey. Gotcha! You're mine!
Oh my God. The monkey.
Even Snake knew to say that during the Ape Escape minigame in that game, because apparently it's the catchphrase, like the code phrase, that activates the teleportation system in the time net. Or at least in Ape Escape 1, it's a time net. And the other games, because they don't involve time travel, it just warps them back to headquarters so they can be de-helmeted.
Fair.
Alright, that's 2 out of 3 stages in the Mysterious Age completed. Next is Cryptic Relics. Got 3 monkeys to catch here.
Okay.
And Iron said, didn't someone try selling their soul on eBay one time? Yes, this was back in the day before eBay had a lot more restrictions on what you could sell. There was one person who sold her virginity on there, and that went through, because this was, again, in the early days of eBay before they had restrictions on what you were and weren't allowed to sell.
I was gonna say, come on now, this thing Craigslist.
It was before Craigslist was a thing.
Oh. That I did not know.
Yeah, it was a lot more awkward, and, you know, a lot of people look at this and be like, oh, this is so sexy, and then you look at the actual story, it's like, oh my god, this is wrong on so many levels. And you just feel sorry for the person who, you know, was selling the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, long story short, without going into too many specifics of it, she was a lesbian in college, and she needed some money. And since she was a lesbian, she had not done the deed with a man before, and that's what she was technically selling. And she was like 18, 19, and the guy that ended up buying the item in question for like thousands of dollars, like over $1,000 or something like that, was in his 40s.
Oh,
Jeez.
okay. I think I know where the story ends.
I mean, it all worked out in the end, but she describes it as being incredibly awkward and uncomfortable.
Neat.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people look up that story, just see, like, it on a list of odd things that were sold on eBay. And they're like, oh, that sounds like something sexy that more people should do. And then you look up the actual specifics of the story behind it. It's like, oh my god, this poor girl.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because, like, I don't know how to process that.
Oh.
And it's just like an instinctual response.
Yeah.
It's like, fun fact, laughter is
Yeah.
not necessarily in response to humor. It's a default, like, body reaction to unexpected occurrences.
Yeah.
Which is also why people sometimes laugh when they're nervous.
Understandably so.
Also, I should have enough, on a brighter note, I should have enough Spectre coins after this stage to be able to show off the final of the mini-games tonight.
Good.
Hey,
Mini-games
so-
are not required for completion, but they're just, like, basically little tech demos for what you can do with dual analog stick control. You've already seen
Miles,
the skiing. We've seen the skiing game. We've seen the horrible boxing game. The last one is a twin stick shooter.
Oh god. You were saying, Miles?
Oh, I was just gonna mention that I've seen a lot of craziness. It's eBay related still, but nothing negative like on our ends or anything like that. Those Pokemon codes finally stabilized, but they're going for like $40 freaking code right now. And Nintendo, they have like a support form you can go ahead and just like post and be like, hey, don't like this happening. They've automatically blocked anyone if they mention shiny in distribution codes, to where it's an automatic system stating like, you don't require a purchase to get this, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, Nintendo is running from the problem, and
Yeah, that's what they usually
everyone in the
do.
community
Instead of
hates
trying
it.
to fix the problem, they just say it's your fault for buying it.
Well, here's what's killing people right now. I think it's in the EU, some parts of the EU, they have codes as well, but theirs are printed on their receipts.
Yeah, because
When they buy something.
because they don't have GameStop in the EU, so they have.
Oh no, they have EB Games.
Yeah, I know.
It's the same entity.
I know. I'm being pedantic.
I'm not thinking about that stuff right now. But no, yeah.
Guys,
so,
let's just get off this subject.
what?
Let's just say I think we're. Here's the thing. I just think we're looking too deeply into the negatives right now.
Okay.
This should be one of the last monkeys I catch in this stage coming up. Because, like I said, there's only 3 left, and this stage is a lot smaller and easier to catch the final apes in than the last one. Because you don't have that green bastard. That green bastard. I say that like he's a Namekian or something, and I'm like Frieza.
In before one of the monkeys.
I talk about
And
the
they start
monkeys
flying
as if I
around.
am Frieza, and I'm going after the last of the Saiyans.
Oh god.
Speaking of, I predicted a very obvious plot twist in the last episode of Dragon Ball Super that me and my mom watched.
What?
It was related to the alternate universe counterpart to Frieza from Universe 6, Frost, where, like, they present him as, like, you know, the goodest good boy who ever lived. And I'm like, yeah, I don't buy that for a second. That guy's an evil bastard. I can smell it coming.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I was right, and he's arguably worse than Frieza.
Look, you take one look at him and you know it's a problem.
No, it's not even just looking at him. It's like, this guy is too nice to not be a villain.
Yeah.
Like, he saves planets from galactic wars and, like, helps restabilize and rebuild civilizations and provide aid to those impacted by the wars. And I'm like, there's no way this guy is a good guy. And, like, Goku passes out when fighting him unexpectedly, so he loses his match in the tournament. And then, like, Piccolo goes up against him, has him on the ropes, suddenly passes out in the tournament. I'm like, yeah, if it wasn't obvious the first time, this guy's doing something fucky.
Oh, he has like a poison or something that he is.
Yeah, he has a poison-tipped spike on his arm that he's using to incapacitate his opponent so he can cheat and win the matches. Which
yeah,
broke the tournament rules of not allowing outside weaponry, so he had to forfeit his match.
Yeah, I remember that.
Keep in mind, I'm watching Dragon Ball Super. I'm watching Dragon Ball Super for the first time. But I was like, and he also reveals that, like, you know, like, oh, all that stuff about me being a great hero to all these galactic civilizations, yeah, that was bullshit. I'm actually setting up the wars beforehand so I can come in and be the hero and reap all the rewards from rebuilding the civilizations by, like, you know, doing financial fuckery. So I'm like, yeah, this guy's worse than Frieza. Because at least Frieza just does galactic conquest and doesn't pretend to be a good guy. Alright, time for the final minigame, Galaxy Monkey.
Also, how is everyone doing tonight, chat?
I'm doing good. I was tired earlier, but around the time you started the call, I started waking up, partly because I had my caffeine. And I had forgotten to take my medicine when I got up, so I made sure to do that.
Yeah, part of me was afraid of joining the call because I thought you guys were actually streaming with Furret, and I'm like, oh god.
Oh no, he doesn't stream on He doesn't join us on Saturdays because he can't.
Sundays, you mean?
I mean Sundays, yeah. My days are a little thrown off because I didn't stream on Friday. Anyways, twin stick shooter where you just fight endless waves of enemies. And this is probably my favorite of the Ape Escape 1 minigames. Ape Escape 2 has some pretty mid minigames. Ape Escape 3 has the best ones just by virtue of having an entire, like, abridged Metal Gear Solid as a minigame. And yes, Iron, even Frieza has lines that he wouldn't cross. Although, they would probably get along great, and Frieza would probably congratulate his alternate universe counterpart for being so delightfully devilish. Or, who knows, maybe he would call him a coward for not being straight up evil and instead pretending to not be evil. I don't know, I haven't seen them interact. I need to play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero some more and see what their interactions are. Especially now that the second DLC pack is out now, so we have all the Daima characters, and all of the Daima characters now have their English voices. Apparently, with Sparking Zero having built up a reputation for having really interesting interactions between, like, both, you know, matchups you would expect, like, you know, versions of Goku and Vegeta, such and such, but also between, like, GT characters and Dragon Ball Super characters. Given that apparently Dragon Ball Daima ends with, like, a new canon to the main universe version of Super Saiyan 4 that basically 100% renders Dragon Ball GT non-canon, they have interactions between the GT Super Saiyan 4s and Goku's Daima Super Saiyan 4. And they're pretty interesting. As well as interactions between, like, Daima characters that I don't know because I haven't watched Daima, and the characters from other parts of Dragon Ball history. Also, you can have both Brolys interact with each other, and that's fun. Like the old Z movie Broly and the new Super Broly, which is the canon Broly. And two very different Brolys with very different histories interacting with each other is, as I said, interesting. And there's also interesting interactions between both Brolys and Kale, I believe her name is, from Super, who's supposed to be like a canon take on Z Broly if she were from another universe, and if she were a really adorable girl voiced by Stephanie Sheh, who becomes a muscle mommy when she gets angry. Look, I'm not okay for adorably shy characters.
Stinky.
I'm not okay for adorably shy characters voiced by Stephanie Sheh, okay? I haven't been since I first watched Naruto and was introduced to Hinata. And also, I'm not stinky. I took a shower last night. I take my showers at night, not in the morning.
It got you to respond, didn't it?
Yes, I know that everyone calls VTubers stinky. Just because Zentrey is stinky doesn't mean that I'm stinky.
Either way, I'm actually
in the event that she sees this, love you, Zentreya. I would love to collab with you sometime. It's never gonna happen, but it would be cool if I could just, like, pop into one stream, drop a horrible pickup line, and then dip out like that one guy did to Bao.
Oh,
have I shown you the thing where the guy, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna hop off because I don't know why, I'm feeling a little tired, so...
I feel like everyone's a little tired today.
From the chat. And, I don't know, I think it's just that I haven't exactly been sleeping in my own bed for the past few nights.
Oh, why haven't you been sleeping in your own bed? Sleep in a bed, dude.
Yeah, you know, that's the problem. Last night when you and I were chatting after the stream, I was so tired I didn't even feel like putting my sheets on my bed, so I was just like, I just curled up in the chair and fell asleep.
So put your god-dang sheets on your god-dang bed. Dang it, Bobby. Dang it, Bobby. I'm not your mother, but I could be your mommy.
No.
You walked into that one, head first.
I'll give you head first.
Oh, you'll give me head, you say? Name the time and place.
Okay, you're
not helping your case.
Enough of the foreplay. Enough of the fucking foreplay.
Oh, you want to get down to business then, huh? You might want to dip out before you dig this hole any deeper.
I hope you're laughing, guys.
That was fun. We have fun here. If you're gonna sleep, at least make sure it's comfortable, says Iron. Agreed. If you're gonna sleep, make sure you're sleeping somewhere comfortable, or else not only will you not get a good night of sleep, most likely, you will also probably wake up with aches and pains throughout the day. I know that from experience. And if you need a CPAP, always wear your CPAP at night, no matter how much of a pain in the ass it is to set up. Otherwise, you will not get a good night's sleep. I know that from having to be someone that wears a CPAP at night. And if you are someone who has to wear a CPAP, make sure you fill it with distilled water, not any other kind of water, or else it'll throw off your sleep as well. Basically, get some good sleep. Make sure you have all the things you need for a good, restful night's sleep. I like how you two were just sidelined there, like, not encouraging me and not discouraging JKR. Are you still there?
I mean, I was negative, so I muted myself for the whole time till I got myself back on a good place.
Oh, okay. If that's what you need to do at times, you know, absolutely go for it. Do what you need to do to get back into a good mindset, okay? That goes for everybody. That goes for everybody, myself included.
Yeah, I was listening to the whole interaction and I was laughing to myself. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I'm glad I could help. I could help entertain you.
Yeah, I realized I went a little too negative for people, and I was like, well, shoot.
It's not necessarily that you were going too negative. It's that we were talking about too many things of like, oh, such and such thing is bad, and that sets up a bad vibe. I try to make this like, you know, a comfy place for people, and I have that problem as well of getting into talking about too many bad things going on. I try to make this a safe place, a comfy place to get away from the stressors of the real world. And that's not to speak against you. I am guilty of the same thing, and I was guilty of the same thing in that instance. You did nothing wrong. JKR was just steering us off that topic before it got too deep into it. Which I appreciate. He's good at reeling us in.
Yeah.
Both you and me have problems with needing to be reeled in at times.
That's valid.
I should know. I've only known you 32 years, almost 33.
Yeah.
JKR in chat said, well, I'm glad my misery brings you joy, Miles.
Sorry, JKR, but
well,
you know
what
times.
You know what they say, JKR. All toasters, toast.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Nico.
Okay, I was that's weird. Like, I was talking and my mic wasn't picking it up. What the?
Welcome back from the void.
I was gonna say that interaction between you and JKR. I was gonna say at least it wasn't me this time.
Yeah. If you do end up needing another headset that has like more stable balance between like filtering out background mic sounds, I can help find a good one for you. If not, just send you one that I no longer use, and like, you know, help you with that. So that way you don't have to worry about, like, us echoing back in and out, or, like, you losing connection.
Yeah,
I don't say that. I don't say that to discredit what JKR sent in. I'm just saying that as someone that's purchased a wide variety of mics.
Yeah, I'm more so thinking it isn't much of the headset. It's just the fact I'm using an Xbox console and the latency on Xbox is very bad.
Well, I'm also talking about the times where, like, we can hear ourselves echoing back through your mic.
Oh, well, yeah. I figured that probably was also the case because the mic likes to go inward a lot and it gets near the earpiece.
Yeah,
and I think the audio from that.
I'm going to see if the headset that I currently use is compatible with Xbox, and if it is, I will send a link to it to Lulu to see if you guys can pick it up for you. That's assuming it is compatible, because it comes with a detachable microphone that I believe is like a hard fixed piece, so it doesn't like bend inwards and outwards.
I think it should work.
I say this because it's a wireless headset, but it comes with a dongle, and I wanted to see if that dongle is compatible with Xbox before I send it your way.
Oh, all right.
You know,
okay.
Just it's also,
right.
You know, Bluetooth, which should be compatible with Xbox natively. Like, it has a switch to switch between the 2.4 gigahertz dongle compatibility and Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth, you know, compatible with basically everything nowadays. Only downside is it does have a little bit more latency. But since you're co-commentating and not, you know, playing a game on a stream like this, that shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yeah, especially if I'm DMing a campaign.
Yeah.
Things are looking.
JKR just said in chat, also, I'm not going to deny that the headset I sent you wasn't the best, but it was just sitting in a drawer not being used. Yeah, that's valid. If it's not being used, there's no need to hang on to it. And Nico, I'm sure is, you know, thankful for that.
Oh, trust me. Trust me. I do enjoy the headset. It's really good in fighting games and and it does do the job. It's not a bad headset. I do enjoy it. I do treasure this headset. So you did good, JKR. I do appreciate it.
All right, we're going to the oceanic times and starting out at the beach. This stage is called Krabby Beach. Zero guesses as
You know,
to
this one-
why
this
it's called
one's preferred.
Krabby Beach.
Sun's out, buns out.
Yep. What, are you saying you want to see my ass?
There, that. No.
In my
I was
Maxine
giving
model
her a
that I'm
reference.
in right now?
Don't you play this game with me?
What? JKR took off for the night. That means I have to find a new victim. I mean, target. I mean, buddy.
Unfortunately, I'm not as good of a target since I don't set myself up for those too much.
Yes, because you know when to keep quiet.
Yes,
Look,
exactly.
look. Here's the thing. Since Lulu is also part of this group, if she jumps in and joins in on the bullying, I'm literally gonna go insane.
You mean you didn't already? This is also the stage that's prone to the most slowdown because you've got like the most objects on screen at
lot of
once.
stuff on screen.
In this particular screen of this stage has the most slowdown of any part of the game from my experience because you've got fully 3D rendered sandcastles as well as you know, the main stage geometry. You've got the water out there with 3D geometric stuff in the skybox rather than it just being like there is, you know, 2D sprites skybox, but there's also a 3D rendered island in the distance that you can't reach. There's 3D rendered coral reef and fish swimming across in the water, and there's also crabs that are 3D rendered running across back and forth through the stage, and normally there would also be 3 monkeys here as well, so this one screen has too much on screen at once.
Look, at least it's not as bad as the lake in Scarlet and Violet on Switch 1, and Miles knows what I'm talking about.
I've heard horror
gosh,
stories about bodies of water in
Lager
general
Royal
in Scarlet and
You
Violet.
have Lager Royal Lake. Lager Royal Lake. You had to be there. That's all I gotta say. It was a thing of beauty.
I mean, there's Lag Tree Thicket too, which is even worse.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
one
I mean,
of the
that's
monkeys.
fair.
Only a couple monkeys in this stage that I need to catch. Because this stage is pretty... The stages are usually pretty good at making sure that you don't have a ton of monkeys left over to catch after your, like, mandatory run-through on your, main game. So post-game's usually not too much work. The only time it becomes a problem is in the stages where the objective is to catch Spectre, in which case there's not a minimum monkey score that you need to catch in order to complete the stage. And in those, like, on the one hand, you can catch every monkey except for the one that's always hidden behind a magic punch breakable object in the post-game. But if you don't catch as many monkeys as possible, you're gonna have a lot more cleanup to do in the post-game. Which is why I always go for everything in one run on those stages, of which there are only 3.
So basically, you're grabbing all the other monkeys aside the ones that are needed for end game, for post game, and
Yeah,
then you
so-
go back and get the post game one.
Yeah, aside from the ones that you can only get in the post-game in those 3 specific stages. Otherwise, I go for the ones that'll either, like, be on the main path through the stage, or the ones that'll be the least pain in the ass to get in the post-game.
Okay.
You did it.
So that's another stage completed. We're getting through this, like I said, pretty quick. We've only been streaming for a little over an hour, and we've caught about, I want to say about half the monkeys in the game.
Well, I was gonna say, well, if it's just cleanup and basically true final boss, I mean, it's not gonna really take very long.
Yeah, it's that in Ape Escape 2 and 3, the cleanup and true final boss takes longer, because, like, in this game, like, the number of monkeys is always presented as, like, well, first of all, in Ape Escape 2 and 3, there are a lot more monkeys per stage, and that means a lot more during the cleanup. And there's also, like, hidden gimmicks to each stage that you won't be able to do on your first run-through, requiring coming back either, like, once or twice, depending on whether you want to get all the cleanup in one go once you've gotten the post-game gadgets, or if you want to clean up everything but the post-game stuff in another run-through before post-game. So, like, Basically, Ape Escape
Yeah.
2 and 3 are bigger by virtue of being PS2 games. So there's a lot longer cleanup.
Huh.
And we might start Ape Escape 2 tonight if cleanup on Ape Escape 1 doesn't take too long. If I can
Ugh.
point out if there are any monkeys out here. Yes, there are. One up there. I'm going to need... Probably gonna need the Sky Flyer for this. And then I'm gonna need the Super Hoop. I haven't talked about the Super Hoop gadget to you, Nico, as one of the gadgets you get. It's a dash... It's a hula hoop. And, like, you rotate the analog stick in place to charge it up. And once it's fully charged, it gives you a limited time super speed dash, as well as acting as a shield that deals damage on contact.
Okay, so it's basically like brief invincibility. Like it's a brief.
Yes, as well as brief super speed.
Okay.
This is the
So it's
stage that
basically
has
just a
the
dash
sharks
with,
in it.
Oh god. So
Yeah, this
basically
is-
it's just a
this is-
dash with like super armor.
Yeah, this is the stage where that monkey, when we looked at the Monkeypedia, which we'll have to look at the complete Monkeypedia afterwards, you know, to send off this game. This is the stage where we had the monkey riding a shark.
Oh god.
And you have to catch him with the water net, which is what lets you swim, but also, if you click the right stick, it fires a net projectile for catching underwater monkeys. And I know they're technically apes, but the game series interchangeably calls them monkeys and apes. And after I finish the main Ape Escape trilogy, I'm probably going to go through the series again with the European versions to see how those present things differently. Because not only do they have alternate dubs, they have slightly different content, especially in Ape Escape 3. Where, like...
Regional differences.
Yeah, regional differences. Well, I say, like... It's not regional differences in terms of, like, oh, you get extra stuff if you play, like, the European version. It's more so, like, they have the same amounts of content, but the stuff that is in that content is slightly different. It's hard to... The best way to explain it is, in, Ape Escape 3, when you beat the main game, you can unlock passwords that hide super powerful hidden monkeys for you to try and catch. They're sort of like sub-bosses in terms of, like, how alert, fast, and strong they are.
Yeah.
One of them...
It's similar to, Go ahead.
One of them in the North American version is, like, a monkey version of Emperor Palpatine, basically.
Okay.
And in the European and Japanese versions, it's Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank.
So in a similar way, it's similar to with Luigi's Mansion with its differences, where the U.S. Hidden Mansion is just basically
Yeah,
the same game, just a little harder. But
whereas the Hidden Mansion
European
in the
version
European version is
actually different.
yeah, exactly. Well,
It's mirrored, darker, and it has different ghosts in the rooms other than the main game.
yeah, exactly. And they also localize the names differently. I've talked about how in the European version of Ape Escape 1, they call Jake Buzz. But starting from Ape Escape 2, they just go with the Japanese names for the characters rather than, like, localizing the names to more, like, Western-sounding names. Like, the protagonist of Ape Escape 2 is named Jimmy in the North American version, and that's usually what the fandom calls him. But if you play the European version, which is the one that's available on PS4 and technically PS5, but it's broken on PS5, they call him Hikaru, which is his Japanese name.
Yes!
Okay.
And they also retconned Spike's name in the European version to... God, I can't remember what his Japanese name... Takeru, that's what it was. Of course, with these being very British voice actors, they butcher the pronunciations, even worse than I'm doing. So it's like,
I mean, understandable.
It's like, we remember you, Spectre, back when Kakaru beat you.
Oh, God.
Although a lot of people argue that, Spectre's British voice actor from Ape Escape 2 and 3 is the best one he's ever had, which I will have to be the judge of when I play that. I remember his voice actor in Ape Escape 2 European version being pretty good. It's just that Spectre's written very differently between all three games.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say the one in this one is very.
Everyone in this game is very understated because this was 90s video game voice acting. They didn't have the budget or, you know, care for good English dubs. They just wanted voice acting.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you want to see, a perfect example of what 90s English video game dubs were like in the early days of English video game voice acting, look up the English dub to the PC Engine or TurboGrafx CD version of the game Last Alert.
Okay.
Which has some true gems in there, including our protagonist, Guy Kazama, not being able to pronounce the word stingy, and they left his improper line reading in the final game, because who gives a fuck? Who's going to care about voice acting in this game? It's like 1993. So, like, there's a part where it's like, if only you weren't so stingy, but he reads it as, if only you weren't so stingy.
Oh, God.
But my favorite one, because, you know, as a Southerner, I love hearing people trying to sound Southern and not quite pulling it off because they're going for, like, what cartoons think Southern people sound like.
Basically, foghorn leghorn.
Yeah, which, like, they go for, like, what people in the deep South sound like, which is not what you're gonna hear in most of the South. Then again, I've had arguments with people from deeper southern states about whether my state counts as the South or not, which we are. But it was like, when you're about to fight a boss, and he's like, I'm gonna destroy you.
Oh, jeez.
Also, of course, there's, you know, some other famous examples. When I get back to, Snatcher, which I'm probably gonna start over from the beginning because so few people got to tune into that one. And also, I have Nico here now, and I feel like he would enjoy, Snatcher, as I have been enjoying it, as someone who's never beaten it.
Crusty Sega CD graphics and FMV.
It's not FMV. It's a, like, visual novel adventure game.
Oh?
Directed by Hideo Kojima.
So like, yeah, so it's like, well, no, I can't say it's like Dracula Unleashed, because Unleashed had,
like, it's not FMV, but there is animation. It's just more like, it's not pre-rendered, you know, video files. It's all done within the graphics engine. So it's like, you know, more like what you would see in an anime opening rather than, you know, sort of like how Sonic CD's opening in the Sega CD version is done as Sega CD graphics files, so it looks nice and sharp, rather than, like, being
which in my
video.
opinion, Sonic CD's animation, is top tier, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Studio Junio and Toei Animation, which Studio Junio was like, if you don't understand a lot about like the history of Japanese anime studios, which I myself don't claim to, but I've learned stuff about it through like learning the history of the production of the Dragon Ball anime. Toei Animation, you know, absolute titan of anime nowadays. In the 80s and 90s, they didn't have like enough staff or enough budget to be able to do like all these anime projects all on their own. So they acted as more of a management company and then would outsource individual projects to like sub-licensed studios, Studio Junio being one of them. And Studio Junio not only did some of the most memorably animated scenes from Dragon Ball, like all the way through Dragon Ball Z, up till, I think, like, the end of the Frieza saga. But they also were the ones who, like, animated the Sonic CD opening and ending, and they were the ones who animated the Sonic OVA.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would love to see, like, a full-on anime of that, but we already have the OVA.
I mean,
It would have been interesting.
There's been rumors I've read, but I haven't seen, like, a confirmed source for any of them, so who knows, that the OVA was meant to, like, be the start of a Sonic anime, but it just never came to be a full series, which is why it feels so much like, you know, a pilot movie for a TV show.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because I love that movie, and I love the came from it, and I've always wanted to see, like, them do a Sonic cartoon or anime in that style, because again, it's the closest they got to like what he looks like in the actual like games, to my knowledge.
Yeah, it's the closest that they got to what he looked like in the classic. Yeah, it's the closest to what he looked like in the Genesis games.
Yeah,
because the OVA was made before his adventure redesign.
Also, the funny thing I like about I find funny about the Sonic CD thing, I don't know if they did this in the CD manual, but in the PC manual, they called Amy Princess Sally.
Yeah, they called her that in the US Sega CD manual as well, as a way to try and tie it into Sonic's at AM.
Yeah.
But
the only problem is it didn't look like her. It was just a hedgehog.
Yeah, it's because this was at a time where where Sega of America and Sega of Japan had like two completely different continuities going on and two very different approaches to how Sonic tie-in media was presented. Like, Sega of America was really banking on, like, pushing Sonic as a multimedia franchise with all these cartoons and comics and stuff, and trying to make them all, like, pan into the games, whereas, Sega of Japan, you know, had final say, and, but vetoed that at every instance with new Sonic entries.
I mean, that would be a good idea. Because, here's the thing. Whereas that would be a neat idea to actually try and do that, it would just make it way too complex. And a better route they should have done is make it like an AU, or like make it like an alternate timeline. That way, it's a little less confusing because you got like all these characters, you got all the like different things. I mean, right now the Sonic timeline is still very confusing, but
it's gotten a bit less confusing now that they've put out an official timeline of like what games are canon and when they occurred.
Yeah.
But it's only available on the Japanese website.
Yeah, for my assumption with Sonic Origins, I assumed it was like Sonic 1 CD.
Yeah,
Sonic 2, Sonic 3,
Sonic Origins confirms that Sonic CD now takes place in between 1 and 2, instead of after 1 and 2.
Yeah, I always thought it was like after 2. Because,
that's how it was treated for decades, but Sonic Origins, I can kind of understand why they did that with Sonic Origins, because, you know, Tails doesn't appear, you know, outside of that Easter egg in Sonic CD normally. And also, like, mechanically, it plays closer to Sonic 1 than Sonic 2.
Two funny things about the Tails thing. Well, two things about Sonic CD in general. One of the things they were going to do for Tails, but they never did, was for Tails being playable, they were going to give him his own like animation and everything for his side of the story, but it never came to be.
Yeah.
That was at least the original plan. And second, with the whole final boss thing of that game, they were going to do something with the time stones in there, but again, that never came to pass.
Yeah, there was
like best ending in the game.
There was an entire like deleted but planned out zone in that game, well, not boss fight, entire zone, because if you look at like the or round as they call it in Sonic CD, where like if you look at the like level select menu, it lists, it goes from like round 1, which is Palm Tree Panic, to round 3, which is Collision Chaos. There's no round 2 in there. Round 2 was supposed to be like, there's conflicting reports, but most settle on it being a desert level. And that was the inspiration for the desert zone in Sonic Mania.
Mirage Saloon. It was supposed to be like Mirage Saloon, yeah.
Yeah. And hey Chuck, glad to see you here.
Ayo.
Like, Sonic CD has a fascinating history because it wasn't supposed to be its own, like, in its own mainline entry. At first, it was originally supposed to be just a Sega CD enhanced port of Sonic 1. And then it was supposed to be a Sega CD enhanced port of Sonic 2. And then they decided, you know what, we'll just make it its own title.
I love, like, ironically, besides 2, Sonic CD, I love more 3 and Knuckles, just for the fact that I enjoy the hell out of that game. And I will say this, the final boss in that game, the Japanese is better, but I love the English music of Sonic Boom in the first and last cutscenes.
Oh yeah, the Sonic Boom as a theme song is iconic. Sonic You Can Do Anything, which people also called Sonic Warrior due to the chorus, has grown on me. I just wish it had a longer version like Sonic Boom does. Also, we're in the Ice Age stages now. We have completed the Oceania stages, the last level of which was sort of like inside Jabu Jabu's belly, in that you're going inside the belly of a dinosaur named Dexter.
Don't remind me of that.
So it was Vor, the level. And there's only one monkey to catch in this stage. Oh yeah, and if you touch the water, you take damage, because it's too cold.
Oh god, so it's basically Banjo-Kazooie, Freeze Peak. You jump in the water, you...
And, this is the level where the, like, red pants monkey with the machine gun that was, not machine gun, the bombs, that was, riding on the back of a woolly mammoth in, like, a sniper canopy was in.
Okay.
Like, to give you an idea of what catching monkeys in this game is like, each monkey, like, the monkeys are the collectibles in the Collectathon, but, they're collectibles that actively fight back against you, or, like, serve as puzzles that you have to solve while they're also trying to kill you.
So in other words, it's just basically the monkeys are the challenge throughout this whole entire game, hence the name Ape Escape.
Yes. There's one Ape Escape game that I haven't played that's a mainline entry, because it never got released outside of Japan, but there is an almost complete English fan translation patch for it that I plan on checking out. It's called, Was That a Flying Manta Ray? No. That was, like, the monsters in this game are pretty abstract due to the low poly graphics. I see it as more of a bat thing, but does have a tail sort of like a manta ray or a stingray. Ape Escape 2, since we moved to, you know, PS2, we get more concrete depictions of what enemies look like, and that one has, like, a recurring theme of fruits and pigs as enemy types.
So what you're saying is the whole game is just one big-ass luau.
Basically, yeah. You've got, like, pineapples that are fused with birds, or, like, tomatoes that are fused with birds, and then you've got, like, soft-serve swirl-looking pigs.
Oh god, that's an image.
It gets worse when you look at the unlockable mini-comics, one of which depicts how the mad scientist of Spectre's forces creates the pig enemies, which reveals that it is not soft-serve ice cream. It's shit. Like anime coiled-up poo.
Oh god, okay.
In the North American version, they like pixelate it to hide what it is, and they don't say what it is. They just say it's something evil.
Yeah, I was gonna say it also makes sense for that because monkeys like to throw. Yeah.
And in the European version, you see the coiled up thing, and the coiled up junk, and the coiled up, the coiled up what's it, as Strongbad would call it.
Yeah.
And he says, instead of saying you add something evil, he says you add something stinky.
Oh, jeez.
We also get monkey-themed versions of famous fairy tales, like a monkey version of Little Red Riding Hood, or Monkeyarella, or like a monkey version of the woodcutter of like the story of Princess Kaguya.
Okay.
And you have to collect each chapter of them. Because the collectibles in that game are not just the monkeys, it's also like concept art and like joke images made in engine, all this sort of stuff. And you get it through the gotcha box, which is a pun on gashapon, but spelled gotcha, like got you.
Yeah.
And like instead of things being tied to Spectre coins, which are in this game, like each stage has a certain amount of Spectre coins in it that are hidden in certain places. You just collect regular coins and you just put them in the gotcha box to get things at random, which can also include power-ups.
That just sounds like a cryptocurrency. That sounds like a freaking cryptocurrency. Spectre
coins? Yes, it does. Spectre would absolutely be the kind to get in on crypto. If it meant enslaving the human population and putting monkeys as supremacy. You know what? That makes it sound even better like crypto, because we know that monkeys have a history of being tied to crypto.
Pretty much. Probably a missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity to bring back Ape Escape in the age of NFTs, now that NFTs are basically a dead thing.
Ha! Oh, God.
Be like, you can't screen cap these monkeys, but you sure can catch them. Ape Escape Remastered Collection.
Hey, Stoney, talk with us. We'll cut a deal.
Talk with us. We got ideas for how to market an Ape Escape remake to make it appeal to younger generations that don't give a shit about PS1 games.
Fair enough, yeah.
We know you're trying. We know you want to capture that lucrative kids market that Nintendo has a stranglehold on.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also appeal to the nostalgia market of people that grew up playing old video games who are willing to pay $70 for 3 old games.
Honestly, nowadays, in my opinion, it's just worth it to buy the more older stuff rather than the newer stuff, in my opinion.
I will say the best way to play Ape Escape on, like, official releases right now is to track down the original copies, because Ape Escape 1 on the PS Plus Classics lineup has improper emulation of the analog sticks, so it does, like, 8-way directional movements instead of 360, which makes it harder to do a lot of things, since all of your attacks and aiming and stuff are tied to the analog sticks.
So literally, it's basically, like, more advanced tank controls than just full 360 motion.
I wouldn't say tank controls, because tank controls is a very specific thing. It's just more so, like, it's like if you were playing with dual D-pads instead of dual analog sticks.
Oh, okay.
And Ape Escape 2 on PS5 is currently broken, and Sony seems uninterested in fixing it. When I say broken, I mean the graphics are broken and flickery so much that could cause seizures. It's also the European version forced to run at 60 hertz, which causes issues with graphics, like physics and stuff, not working properly, thereby making the game unintentionally harder. And also doesn't feature the very cult favorite English dub of Ape Escape 2, featuring the 4Kids cast, most notably featuring the late great Rachel Lillis as Natalie and the legend Veronica Taylor as Jimmy, using their respective Misty and Ash voices. At the time that they were still doing Pokemon, by the way.
Which is still sad to know that Missy's voice actor is no longer.
Yeah, but you know, she was dealing with a very aggressive form of cancer, and I mean,
yeah,
she doesn't have to suffer anymore.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm happy that Pokemon Unite did the Psyduck support as a homage to her, because the Psyduck doesn't evolve in that game, and it acts like the one from the anime.
Aw. You want to know another more cult classic anime that Rachel Lillis was in that you might not be aware of, because it's very outside of her usual wheelhouse of like kid shows?
Okay.
Revolutionary Girl Utena.
I have never seen that anime.
It's a anime series from like one of the directors of the Sailor Moon anime from the 90s. That's like very heavy on LGBT themes, and also very heavy on like very trippy like art house style visual. I haven't seen it myself, and apparently Rachel Lillis didn't like being reminded of her performance in Utena, because she felt she didn't do a good enough job in it. But, it's still, like, a cult favorite anime, even if people do say to watch it in Japanese rather than English, because the dub apparently misses out on a lot of the nuances of how the characters are supposed to be played, because it was a 90s anime dub.
Yeah.
Also, apparently Eric Stewart, who I have met in person at a convention, for the longest time was not fond of being reminded of the fact that he played Brock in Pokemon at conventions. To the point where...
when I learned about... Go ahead.
To the point where, like, he would refuse to sign Pokemon-related stuff because he gave up voice acting to focus on his music career.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't know that for the longest time that he did Brock, because I knew him a lot as Seto Kaiba, and
he was also the first voice actor of James.
Characters, just because of the fact. Yeah, and
he very short-lived voice actor for James, because he got replaced pretty early on.
Great voice actor.
Yeah, Eric Stewart's phenomenal.
Yeah. I love his work, especially there was one YouTube video he did where he rated the dragons that he saw in anime, and like how him as Kaiba would use them. Of course, he gave Blue Eyes a phenomenal 11 out of 10 because again, it's Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah,
but
it's his waifu.
Like when he saw the Dragon Maid Toru and like the girls turning into dragons, they're like, yeah, that'll never be an archetype. Little did he know, a couple years later, Dragon Maids became a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then it was just like, Eric, you're about to eat your own words. And they ended up becoming one of the best archetypes in the game for a while. I love that. I'm sorry.
One of my favorite things that I've seen him do. One of my favorite things that I've seen him do at a, I think it was at a convention or maybe it was at a tournament, was like a scripted duel with, like sometimes when they get like the Yu-Gi-Oh cast together for tournaments or like as like a
they do a scripted
show,
like on stage
as a show.
duel.
They do scripted on stage duels as the characters that they played in the show, and it was a scripted duel between him and Joey.
Yeah, I saw that one. And they had the Konami representative sometimes, like actually played the actual cards they were showing off while the voice actors were doing it. Like, I love that one. My other favorite one of that was when, what was it? When he got shocked about, Dan Green's character Yugi playing a specific Exodia card. It was like, if your monster has 1400 attack, is a Dark Fiend type monster, and it dies by this Exodia, I automatically win the duel. I'm like, wow. Okay. So
yeah.
you're that specific about it, huh?
Yeah, a lot of the Exodia retrains and support cards have very specific things like that.
Well, the other thing I loved as well is when he did the Karibo and the Konami representative took out a whole 40 deck of Karibos and just flayed them out like he was like spreading out like singles out of his hand. And I was like, oh no. Like, that's a glorified mess and I love it.
Now we just need a duel between two different Yami Yugis, Dan Green and Little Karibo.
Yes, we do. We do. I actually at a convention he did do a line for the abridged.
Oh, he's done
the abridged series
Dan Green's
like for a fan. And
Dan Green's
I don't think
totally fine. Dan Green's totally fine with doing references to fan projects as like video lines in at conventions. Yeah. I've seen someone had him doing a line as Memphis, Tennessee from the Snapcube Sonic 06 dub.
Yeah, and I was thinking like, yeah, I don't think you would have a duel with the abridged version of Yami. That would be actually pretty fun.
My thing is, you know, me being the absolute, like, meme lord that I am, you know, one, I would ask him to do a Mephiles the Dark thing, because that's one of my favorite roles he's played, and a very underrated villain performance from him. Given that Mephiles the Dark is one of the most underrated Sonic villains, in my opinion. Yeah. Because his plan succeeded. He won. Well, yeah,
he was the only Sonic villain that officially killed Sonic. He was the only one that officially did it.
The only thing that stopped him was that Sonic was only mostly dead. There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. Here, open his mouth.
God, no.
I mean, that is how he was revived, except instead by, you know, pumping air into him through one of those old,
according to them, it was true. According to them, it was True Love's kiss or whatever. And I'm like, no, that was a Chaos Emerald.
Yep. Like, specifically, they say it's the Chaos Emeralds that revived him, but then Elise also kisses him at the same time.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, for one of the videos I'm working on, due to, you know, the Discord poll, was the Forgotten Sonic game made by SNK, which is Sonic Pocket Adventure for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. According
I actually played that. My friend in high school. Go ahead.
According to Ian Flynn, who, you know, main writer, like lore head for Sonic now, and he also wrote the official Sonic Encyclopedia that included like all the at the time official lore of Sonic through all the games, as well as, you know, fun facts about each of the games. The only game he was not allowed to write about, that was completely forbidden to be touched on, and he doesn't know why, was Sonic Pocket Adventure.
I actually played Pocket Adventure back in high school. A friend of mine, was a friend, brought their Neo Geo to school, and they had that game, and I'm like, hey, can you mind if I try that? And it was fun. I mean, it was a very underrated game.
I wish we could get some new school Neo Geo style controllers that actually feel like Neo Geo controllers. Like, you know, we've gotten new Neo Geo Repro consoles from SNK, but the controllers always have like either D-pads or like analog sticks on them. When no, the Neo Geo stuff had like very clicky micro switch sticks in them that felt really good to do like directional inputs with.
Yeah, the clicking sounds from the controllers are very therapeutic to me, and
It's therapeutic
what I wish
too,
they could have
because
done-
if you haven't heard like the click of a micro switch in a controller, you need to, because it gives that good tactile feedback to it.
Definitely, and what they could have done, in my opinion, is like they could have given the option, like they did. I think it was like Act Games did one for like a Sega Genesis where you could actually plug in the Genesis control, like a legit Genesis controller, and put like Genesis games in there.
Yeah, but
What they could have done with the Neo Geo one is allow you to use the old Neo Geo controllers.
Yeah. They had something close to it
give you
once.
the option
It was
to use
a
the, older
they had something
controllers.
very close to that once, where it was a handheld that plugged into a dock, and this was before the Switch came out, years before the Switch was even announced. Called the Neo Geo X Gold, which was like a Neo Geo repro handheld that plugged into a dock that made it look like a Neo Geo console, but you couldn't plug the cartridges into it. The games came on SD cards, but people found out, since it's running a version of Final Burn Alpha, which is like the best emulator for Neo Geo stuff, you could just like run some custom firmware on there and then play whatever Neo Geo ROMs you want. But the controller it came with was like a full-size Neo Geo arcade stick like you would get with the home console. And it had micro switches, and on the handheld, it had a micro switch control stick on it. And that sounds amazing, but it wasn't on shelves for very long, because apparently the company that produced it violated their like contractual agreement in some way with SNK, so they had to recall them off the market after like less than a year.
I'm pretty sure if you try to find one nowadays, they're going to be expensive as all heck. Then again, Neo Geo stuff is always expensive.
Unless it's just straight Neo Geo game re-releases on digital stores, those are always dirt cheap.
Well, yeah, but if you're going for like authenticity and
yeah, because the Neo Geo experience is not. The Neo Geo experience isn't just in playing the games, it's the specific way that the hardware is built that gives you the full experience, that no other console feels like it.
Yeah, it's like you can play the games like again like on digitally, but you have to actually play the ones on the legit console, like just to get the like true feeling of it. Like it's an experience you really need to, I want to say, like be there for, or at least attempt to be there for, so you get more like an idea of like what it was at the time.
I will say, if you're going to get into Neo Geo collecting, rather than trying to track down an actual Neo Geo MVS home console, which is the home console version of the Neo Geo hardware, super expensive at the time, even more expensive now.
Yeah.
Because it was literally the arcade hardware in a home console, so the arcade games played exactly the same and looked exactly the same as they would in
if I may interject real quick. If I may interject real quick, actually,
yeah.
Funny enough, recently, when me and Lulu, when me and Lulu went to our local disc replay, somebody actually brought in and traded in their Neo Geo that was that had an HDMI mod.
Oh, nice.
And it was $600.
That's actually not bad for a Neo Geo.
Well, it was bundled with 2 of the arcade sticks.
Yeah, because it came with
clean and very nice.
Yeah, because it came with like full-size arcade sticks as its controllers.
Yeah, and apparently the guy also brought in 4 games. 3 of them were SNK fighters, and one of them was Metal Slug.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have Metal Slug.
They wanted they wanted $600 for all of it.
That's not bad.
Considering, and I'm like, at the time, I don't even know if it's there anymore, but I'm looking at, like, okay, we don't have any money right now, but I think I know what eventually I can do. And I think by now, from what I heard from my friend over there, they actually did sell it. And it was, for the time, it was very underpriced, and it was like a month ago, and I was like, oh man, that hurt. That hurts.
You know what? You know what? I'm kicking myself
Like, it was
for
an
not picking up
HD
while like.
modded one.
Speaking of Neo Geo stuff, that like going back to what I was talking about with a better way to collect Neo Geo original hardware. Something I'm kicking myself for not picking up earlier that's going to be more expensive and more of a pain in the ass to get now due to all the tariff bullshit is the easier thing and the cheaper thing to do if you want to get an actual Neo Geo is to buy what they call a consoleized AES, which is the arcade machine, like the arcade board. Thanks for the cream pie, Ricking. How you doing today? It's the arcade board put in a home console shell, since it's the same hardware. The arcade machines are in way higher circulation than the home consoles are. So, the consoleized AESs are worth less than the actual NVS home consoles. And why I'm kicking myself for not picking up when I could was, you know, before, like, about a year ago, before all the tariff bullshit started, there were people on AliExpress selling consoleized AESs that had HDMI outputs on them, or RGB outputs, that you could get for, like, $150.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Obviously, that's gonna be harder now, because AliExpress is based in China.
Yeah, originally, with that Neo Geo console I found, like, either I was gonna keep it, or I was gonna have it sent to you, so you could do, like, game stuff on your, like physical, like, review.
Oh, cool.
Because,
I thank you for considering that.
Well, yeah, because, at the time, like, again, like, with the Neo Geo consoles, I know those things don't come by so often.
Yeah.
And at the time, I would have figured, what would be like almost a once in a lifetime opportunity to actually do like a physical review of the physical console outside of emulation.
Yeah, that would. There's a handful of consoles where I'm like, I would love to do a review on original hardware, but like, I'm going to resort to emulation for those games if available, just because of lack of funds and, you know, lack of those things showing up on sale very often. The Neo Geo is one of them, even though Neo Geo emulation is basically perfect now. But you know, if I could get a good Neo Geo controller for with like a USB connection to it, to give that more authentic feel, then I feel like I'd be willing to review Neo Geo games. But another one is like, you know, some of the more obscure, like Japan exclusive stuff, like the FM Towns Marty, or the Sharp X68000, or like any of the old Japanese exclusive
I wanted to play Chronicles
PCs.
on that damn thing.
Yeah, Chronicles on that version actually has multiple different soundtracks depending on, like, whether you're just playing it with the regular PC sound or if you have one of two compatible, like, MIDI synthesizer outputs. Like, you could, you know, like how old PC games would sound different depending on what sound card you have. If you had one of those external sound cards from, God, I can't remember what company it was, but, like, if you had one of two compatible external sound cards, it would change how the music and sound effects sounded.
Yeah, the soundtrack to Castlevania Chronicles, which I used to own, it had, the variants of those songs from, the different soundboards. And it even had a couple of extra songs that were supposedly supposed to be in the game, but weren't.
Yeah, that typically, the Konami Castlevania soundtracks at the time would include songs that were, like, intended to play in the game, but were, like, either dummied out or included as, like, secret tracks if you put the disc into a CD player. You know, if it was a CD game. In this case, with the Sharp X68000, these were on floppy disks.
Yeah,
I'm still here.
and
I'm just
like I
listening
said,
to
It's okay.
no, you're fine.
Just chime in whenever you feel you have something to add. You don't have to. You don't
Definitely.
have to talk if you don't want to, or if you don't feel that you have something you want to contribute. Just
I
knowing
completely
that you're
forgot
here.
what I was gonna say
Just knowing,
ages ago.
just knowing that you're here. You know, chilling with me. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As my
I know. I'm
as my
always chilling.
longtime best friend.
Yeah.
Yep. But I would kill to play Chronicles on the X68000. I
Yeah.
would just kill to do it because, again, I know Chronicles has that version of the game, but I want to actually I wanted to one day try it on its actual console or computer rather,
Yeah.
because I heard outside of the PlayStation version, there are some extra stuff in that game that makes it a lot harder than the Chronicles re-release and original mode.
Yeah.
Like the boss patterns are different, and from when it was like just copy and paste it over to the PlayStation, aside from like its remake.
Also, the
They
fact
had
that
a lot of harder.
Also, the fact that the control scheme is completely different because you're not playing on gamepad. You're playing on either a keyboard or like an Atari-style joystick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm assuming doing 8 directional, like the directional whipping, is gonna be it would be a pain in the ass with that.
Yeah. GameSack has a good video on the X68000 that I think you'll enjoy, and they cover Castlevania on there as part of it. GameSack is a channel I think you would like in general because they stick to mostly original hardware, only using emulation in very rare cases, and they talk about not only, you know, the famous consoles of the past, but they also talk about some really obscure stuff, and use the original hardware for those obscure videos. Hey Kier, glad to see ya. Was petting my friend's dogs. That's always a good reason to get home late. Doggos are always pet the puppers. Unless the pupper doesn't want to be petted, in which case don't pet the pupper. Do not force pets upon a pupper that does not want pets.
Actually, interesting thing you brought up about emulation. They have been making a lot more progress with the Castlevania the arcade game emulation.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
They're actually making steps to it, and they so far got it working with one player. Like even someone made like the arcade whipsticks like homebrewed, and
I feel like
work.
I feel like if you could find a way to get Wii Remote support for that, or like Switch Joy-Con support for that, it would be a good workaround.
That
for the
game was begging to be on the Wii.
It was begging to be on the Wii, and especially the Switch.
And the PlayStation Move.
Yeah, but it never got a home console version.
Know how
it still
better
hasn't.
Yeah. And like we've played through that game together, me and you. We definitely beat.
We did. I didn't get to play it from beginning to end. We played the final few stages together.
Yeah, but even playing through those final few stages, it's a workout.
Yeah. One of the few arcade games I played
but
that's like
fun.
playing a Wii game in an arcade.
Yeah, it was, but I enjoyed the game. Like, that,
and it's also different in that, like, it's not just, you know, swinging your arms around. It's basically, do you want to play, like, do you want to work out from swinging your arms, or do you want to point and shoot?
Yeah, basically, it's either you play it as a shooter or you play it as if you're actually using a whip. And I will say this, many a times, like, even when Lulu played it with me, we were exhausted after, like, beating the game the first time around. And it was like, oh God. It was fun, but man, my arm killed me.
I recently, you know, there was a game that caught my attention at Galloping Ghost that I'd never heard of before. And I recently heard more about it in a YouTube video that explained so much of it to me. It's a game that they had at Galloping Ghost last time that we went there as a group, called Mission Craft. It was a like vertical scrolling shooter that used like iconography from StarCraft. I was like, is this some sort of like arcade StarCraft spinoff? No, it turns out it's actually a bootleg. Like, it was made using StarCraft, the maps were made using StarCraft's level editor. And then just, like, converted into, you know, adding, like, side-scrolling shooter sprites on top of it. And it was released as a bootleg in, like, Asian territories, like Taiwan. So they have a very rare bootleg arcade machine there.
Yeah, definitely. When you come back out here, me, you, JKR, are definitely gonna have to hit that up.
Yeah. I saw that as part of, like, it was a video, I think it was from a channel called Stika, if I remember correctly. I think it was him, that did a video on, like, good bootleg arcade games. Like, good bootleg arcade games that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, I recognize that one. So that explains it. It's not actually, like, a Blizzard-developed StarCraft game. It's a bootleg. But it was made using, like, official support tools for StarCraft.
Dang. That's actually
Like,
pretty...
basically, the level backgrounds were made using
interesting
StarCraft's
concept.
custom map. Basically, the backgrounds were made using StarCraft's custom map maker. And then they just...
Yeah.
Then they just developed a side scroll, like a vertical scrolling shooter on top of it.
That is actually an interesting way to make a game, because it's sort of like a more high definition like SNES or NES game in a way.
Yeah, and it makes sense
with,
because StarCraft is stupid popular in Asia.
Yeah, it definitely is. My friend Gig getting upset during StarCraft 2 and 3 matches and saying,
Sorry if I
Asia's
sound like
kicking his
way
ass.
too energetic about this, but I'm like, this blew my mind. I'm like, holy shit, this explains this
No,
like
I'm sharing the
years-long
same,
mystery that's
I'm sharing
been in the
same
back of my
enthusiasm
mind.
with you. I mean, I share the same enthusiasm with you because like finding arcade games, like even if they're bootleg and they're rare, finding games like that with that kind of originality a bit, like me saying originality is going a little far, but like just for the concept, it's very intriguing and it's something that people need to like try out and experience. Like even if you're not like familiar with it, like at least seeing it and trying it is something that really needs to be done.
Yeah. It's not every day that you come across a bootleg that's actually good enough to be, like, an official game.
Yeah.
There are cases of it that I can think of, Mission Craft being one of them, apparently. I didn't play it while I was there, but I did take a photo of it. I need to see if I did. I'm pretty sure I posted it on Facebook, but that would require me to go back on Facebook.
Fair enough, yeah.
Like, I can log in easily. It's just, do I wanna go back on Facebook after being
I haven't.
2 years?
I'll be honest with you. I haven't touched Facebook. I haven't touched Facebook since I was in the hospital back in 2023 or 2022.
Not since
rather.
the accident.
Yeah, not since the accident. There's another one for you, Furret.
Furret actually found, from Furret's most recent stream, we found a sequel to Not Since the Accident in the Sam and Max game that he was playing yesterday. It was something along the lines of Not Since the Incident years ago.
Oh,
and there was a third instance in that same game very shortly after that we sadly didn't clip for him to use, which is like there was that incident with the garden hose.
very, very concerning.
We're in the castle stage, by the way, and this is one of the stages where there's only the monkey left that you can only get with the magic punch. And it's like this big silver glowing box, which is how you can tell
We
it's
went
something
on an
you break with
arcade
the magic
tangent,
punch.
and this went by super quick.
Yeah, like I said, cleanup on Ape Escape 1 does not take long if you plan it out properly. Like, I have 100%ed this game so many times. 100% in terms of, like, getting the true ending, not in terms of, like, getting all the Spectre coins and stuff like that. But I've done that so many times that I know this game like the back of my hand.
Not all the cryptocurrency.
Yeah, not all the monkey
Not all the
cryptocurrency.
Monkey cryptocurrency? What now?
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Spectre coins,
or should I?
Spectre coins, which are collectible in this game that unlock the arcade mini games. Sounds like the name of a cryptocurrency, Nico said. And we got into a bit about how, like, back when NFTs
Ape
were,
Escape
like,
should come
a
back.
thing, that would have been the perfect time to bring back Ape Escape just from a marketing standpoint. Because, you know, the most famous NFTs were the monkey ones. And for
That's
Sony
true,
to, like,
yeah, 100%.
Sony missed out on an opportunity to, like, market an Ape Escape remake collection, during the height of NFT fame, to be like, you know, you can't screen cap these monkeys, but you can catch them with all sorts of gadgets. Ape Escape Remastered Collection, only on PlayStation 5.
I was gonna say, Ape Escape, what are the coins called?
Spectre coins.
Ape Escape, the Spectre coin collection.
Let's be honest, if they were to
something, I
do
don't
something
know.
like this, they'd probably pull a Capcom like they did with the Mega Man X anniversary and be like, to celebrate this beloved franchise's anniversary, we're releasing NFTs for it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know about that,
I'm pretty sure somebody just for...
If you don't know about that, for Mega Man X's 30th anniversary in 2023, technically in 2024, but like basically for Mega Man X's anniversary, it's like to celebrate Mega Man X's anniversary, we're releasing Mega Man X Dive NFTs.
Oh, God.
Oh, speaking of Mega Man, I was gonna say
Star
the
Force
Star
collection?
Force game. Yeah, they're getting new content with it.
Yep. They're also adding quality of life features, and they're including as many of like the like event unlockables as they can.
Which is great.
Just like they did with the
other
Battle
Mega Man
Network
releases.
collection.
Yeah, I've been excited about it.
I'm also
really
just happy
excited
that they're
about it.
releasing this
You
as
have no
one
idea.
volume instead of splitting it into two like they did with a lot of the others. Like, it was especially egregious
Oh, yeah, that
with
was weird.
the Battle Network collection, where it's like, there's only 6 games, but you're marketing it as 10. So, like, that's bad enough. But, like, why split it
Yeah.
into 2 volumes when everyone's just gonna buy them together? And you count the sales of both combined as one SKU.
Which is stupid, yeah. But I think it's because it was like depending on how you got it, it was one game or 2 games. Because I know like the connection, like the actual physical copy was one game.
Yeah.
But I bought it, like, for example, for you on Steam.
Yeah,
and it was 2.
that's how they've always done these. But I'm saying, why continue to do it at this point when everyone always just buys the 2 bundled together?
Because people are weird like that.
Capcom's just, it feels like some kind of way to fudge the numbers. And if it's fudging the numbers to make Mega Man sales look more impressive, I'm all for it. I'm all for this kind of corporate fuckery. If it helps Mega Man, then I'm for it.
Oh, wait, I just remembered what I was going to say earlier.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh. So you guys know I'm obsessed over that Vanguard game, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm well aware.
They're doing a new collab in Japan, and I'm mad that it's not in the States. It's for the anime, what's it called? I can't pronounce it. It's terribly hard for me to pronounce it. It's like Frieren,
Ririn.
yeah. They're doing a collab with that anime in in Japan, but we're getting Bang Dream instead in the States.
Why are we getting Bang Dream? No one gives a shit about Bang Dream here. Frieren was
That's
like a
all we
surprise
get.
success here.
That's all we get.
Bang Dream.
Bang Dream's a gotcha game.
Oh.
We only get Bang Dream. We only get them.
Like, I can understand if it's like a
getting-
licensing issue, but like other than that, like why?
Listen. All right, we only get. This is all we ever get in the States. We got Shaman King, which was lucky for us.
Okay, Shaman King's an awesome thing to
Record
get.
of Ragnarok, which is
Record of Ragnarok
well,
makes
they have
sense.
a Shaman King deck that was out there. But then we get Bang Dream for almost every single collab deck thing. It's ridiculous. Why can't we get some variations? But I mean, I'm happy nonetheless that they're doing more of those. We need more.
I mean, at
in
the very
Vanguard.
least, you can.
Oh,
At
that's
the
a
very
good token
least,
Rainbow too.
At the very least, you can import some Frieren cards from Japan, even if it is going to be marked up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look around. It's harder
not-
when you
it's
can't
not-
understand
it's-
how they work at all.
Look.
But
Well, I mean, I'm not even talking about for playing the game. I'm talking about just in terms of having them in your collection.
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the ride line is entirely different than I expected. Because ride lines from collabs usually have like a set pathway, example for Shaman King. If you wanted to play Yo, it'd be like the grade 0 to 3 all had Yo in them.
Okay.
But for this collab, they have the hero as the first one, the first two, and then they have like a combo of the hero and I can't pronounce the name of the elf girl. I apologize.
Frieren.
And then it goes up to her as the level 3, so it's confusing.
Her name's Frieren.
So
It's
Yeah, I'm
it's
never
spelled
gonna
more
remember that.
complicated.
My brain
It's
can't
spelled more
comprehend it.
complicated than it's pronounced.
yeah,
Because
my brain
it's
can't
spelled
pronounce
like
it right
it's
now.
spelled like
I'm
you know
so
Old
distracted.
English or it's spelled like Old English or Dutch, but it's just pronounced Frieren.
Yeah. But no, yeah, Bang Dream became such a big thing because of there was a group back in the day of like cards that are all about high school girls that are trying to be idols.
Yeah, that's what Bang Dream is.
So
Basically.
that's how it started with Bang Dream. And
That's what
Bang
so
Dream
many
is
of these
technically-
gotcha games are.
Bang Dream is licensed through Bushiroad, I believe.
Okay, so that makes sense.
So
Basically,
that's how they
basically,
came up
it's
with that.
So it's the reason we're getting Bang Dream here instead of Frieren is that Bushiroad has the direct license for that, so they don't have to pay a licensing fee for it.
Yeah, but we'll get the other one soon. It's just not going to happen anytime soon.
Right. So basically, we're going to have to wait to get.
Road, I think is the ones that. Yeah, it's Bang Dream.
You are lagging and cutting out a lot.
Sorry, I'm reading
And
something.
It might be something with Discord.
Me?
It sometimes fucks up during stream.
It has to be Discord because your stream quality went down on my end.
Okay. Nico, can
I'm
you
gonna
hear
try to
me
leave and
okay?
come back and see if that fixes it.
Nico, do you
I
live?
mean, I can hear you.
Okay, so it might just be a
One
connection
sec, I'll be
issue.
right back.
Okay. Yeah, this is, we're in the modern day stages now, and we're in the park/sewer stage.
Okay.
Did this fix it?
I don't know, I don't want to jinx it.
I was just gonna say Bushiroad actually is the one that actually released Bang Dream.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, the reason we're getting Bang Dream here instead of Frieren is that, they don't have to pay a sub-licensing fee for it since they already own the IP.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably get it soon. We got Shaman King when no one thought we'd get Shaman King.
So it's probably just like we'll get it later than Japan does.
More than likely. But I'll buy it when we get it in the US. I'm actually kind of excited.
I know
to see
you
something
will.
different other than excitement.
Look, at least it's not... I think you can relate to this, Miles, but at least it's not as bad as all the time Teen has done Yokai Watch.
Yeah, level 5,
Yokai
speaking of Yokai Watch, level 5 outside of, like, Fantasy Life I seems to have just abandoned the West as a market that they want to release games in. I find that very odd. Somehow this is KG Inafune's fault.
So should we just place it as such, or do we assume it?
I'm assuming because the whole reason Fantasy Life I took, like, 5 to 7 years to actually come out after being stuck in development hell was because he was the original director for that game until he, quote-unquote, left the project and then retired from game development and had his subdivision of Level 5, which was previously his own studio, Comcept, shut down.
Oh.
Did you guys... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I don't know if it's for sure KG Inafune's fault that Level 5 seems to have mostly abandoned the West as a market that they want to release games in. I'm just blaming him anyways, because what hasn't been his fault since he left Capcom?
Fair.
Ooh, lag spike.
You were saying, Miles?
I was just saying, did you guys hear that the Nintendo president's retiring at the end of the year?
You mean Doug Bowser,
Bowser?
Yes, not the Japanese president who's responsible for actual business decisions.
No.
Who we get? Wait, who are they getting then?
They haven't announced who's replacing him
her
yet, to my
name.
knowledge. They have announced who it is?
They have.
Okay.
Yep.
Like, Doug Bowser's very
Oh.
different from, like, a Reggie Fils-Aimé in that he wasn't a very, like, public-facing figure. He was more behind the scenes. He's also not a Reggie Fils-Aimé in that he will 100% go along with what the JP side wants them to do, even if it's not the best for the consumer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna not go too deep into that, or else it'll turn into another Arikado rant, which I need to get a trademark on.
They are...
Trademark pending.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. So it is the first female president in Nintendo of America history.
Yep.
It is Devin Pritchard, the former executive vice president of sales.
Okay, so it's someone from
Oh.
within. It's someone from within the company instead of hiring someone from like a different company who could have very much be worse
Yeah.
than the company. Okay, so it's not like an instance of
Yeah.
like when Discord's CEO stepped down, they replaced him with a former executive from I think it was Activision.
Okay, so we don't... But hey, maybe she'll do good things for Nintendo. We'll have to see.
Let's hope, because I'm not too big on Doug Bowser. I don't hate him. It's just since he wasn't as big of a public-facing figure as Reggie Fils-Aimé is, it's hard to get a read on what kind of president he was.
Well, the thing that helped out with Reggie Fils-Aimé was the fact that not only was he a public figure in a way, he also like actually interacted with the fans and like he accepted the memes. He actually played with fans even during the presentations.
Yeah, I
And,
remember. I remember
like,
when
everybody
one of
could
the.
actually relate with them.
I remember when one of Nintendo's E3 Directs was going on. I got on my 3DS and I suddenly, through Spot Pass, got a Reggie, official Reggie me in my Me Plaza.
Yeah, I did the same thing. And
He called his me
liked
the
what I
Reginator.
yeah, that was one of the memes. And one of the things I love what he did for the Smash Bros thing. One of the guys were like, one of the players were like, "Look, Reggie, you worked at Nintendo. You're the president of Nintendo, but you suck at Smash." And then he's like, "My opportunity is coming." And then the second time he fought him, he was like, "Okay, here's the thing. if you beat me, okay, good. But if I beat you, I'll give you a job at Nintendo. Of course, he actually beats Reggie, and then Reggie said, he says, Reggie, you're just not good, bro. And he's like, well, here's the thing. I spent 17 hours a day running a company. You spend 17 hours in front of a screen playing Smash. And then afterwards, he goes up to him and says, were you serious about that job at Nintendo? And he's like, yeah, we could have struck something. And then the guy was like, oh, God, now I don't know if I should have lost on purpose or not. Like, it was funny. It was so good.
You want to know...
the fact that he just did that and, like, they laughed about it was so good.
You want to know one of my favorite...
I love Reggie.
Well, two of my favorite things about Reggie. One is, like, from, you know, his tenure at the company, and another is, like, an interaction he had with a YouTuber that I really like.
Yeah.
From a memoir he released not too terribly long ago that talked about his time as president of Nintendo of America, he revealed that the reason that we got Wii Sports bundled in with the Wii was entirely due to him. That was his idea. Nintendo of Japan wanted to sell Wii Sports as a $50 title. He argued after the GameCube proved to be a sales disappointment for that generation, and the Nintendo 64 was also not, you know, the biggest seller for its generation, that the best way to appeal to the casual demographic and families that the Wii was targeting was to include Wii Sports as a tech demo for what the Wii can do for free.
Yeah, that was a very good business move on his end, because I love the GameCube and N64. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, yeah, at its moments. But what he did with the Wii actually, like, what got Nintendo back on the market, especially with Twilight Princess. People were excited for that game, and they got them excited to play Nintendo again.
Yeah. Releasing Twilight Princess on the Wii and the GameCube was a very smart decision, especially with how they staggered the releases, because everyone knows nowadays that Twilight Princess was developed for the GameCube and then hastily ported to the Wii, right?
Yeah.
They released the GameCube version like about a month after the Wii version launched. So,
yeah.
That way, like, it incentivized you. Like, you know, back then we didn't know all this behind-the-scenes stuff that we know now about every Nintendo game being developed. But
yeah,
it made it more of an incentive to buy the Wii to play what you would assume would be the best version of Twilight Princess, rather than wait for the GameCube version to come out and be like, oh, this is on the old console, so it's gonna be more limited.
Yeah, the one thing I'm sad about with the Wii that I wish they would have kept, but Japan only got it and we didn't, was
food delivery.
That you could actually, like, yeah, the pizza delivery thing. It would have been more fun, because here's the thing, and hear me out. You have games like Smash Brothers Brawl, Mario Party, and like a lot of these other games. And the thing is this, usually people like order a pizza or something like during these like video game sessions.
Yeah, you gotta have pizza on a Smash Party night.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Like, the reason it was Japan exclusive is because it was partnered with the reason it was Japan exclusive is because that Wii channel was partnered with a specific Japanese company. So like, if they were to do that in America, they would have to probably, given that stuff like Uber Eats and DoorDash weren't a thing at the time, they would probably have to partner with like Pizza Hut or Domino's or something, and that would be a bit harder to negotiate.
Yeah, but it would. But at the time, like, you'd have to admit, if it did work out, like, dude, you could order like a freaking
pizza time,
or a Domino's pizza, and then just play a fucking video game. It gets there, and there you go. You got a party.
Yeah.
God damn it! Now I want pizza now. Shit, I had pizza yesterday.
It was pizza time yesterday, and now it's pizza time again today. We had Spider-Man ordering a pizza, now we're talking about smashing pizza.
And I can't be... Look, here's the thing. I would get another pizza, but I can't dip into the funds for the anime at the Asen Hotel for
Right.
convention. So I can't be doing that. I have to show restraint.
Yes. Show that restraint. You are strong. Do not give in to your cravings.
I've already taken out at least 20 or 40 bucks of that I have to put back, which is not a hard thing to do. But
do not
still,
let the sultry cheese harlot tempt you.
It wasn't even the sultry cheese, it was the stuffed crust.
Stuffed crust, King Kai. You can eat it in reverse. I have a new fascination with that line from Abridged Goku's fight with Frieza after he goes Super Saiyan, because there was a detail that everybody missed until the creator commentaries came out and made it more obvious. When he does the whole stuffed crust, King Kai, you can eat it in reverse line, if you look into his eyes, his pupils have, like, an overlay of a video of stuffed crust pizza being pulled apart and the cheese dripping out of it.
Oh, God. I mean, stuffed crust pizza is very good.
I haven't had stuffed crust since I was a kid. Outside of, like, you know, DiGiorno pizzas that are stuffed crust. But
Domino's has it now.
Yep. I always had it from Pizza Hut because they were the only ones who offered it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is a Pizza Hut by us, but ever since Domino's started doing it, I've tried it, and it almost can match Pizza Hut, to be fair. But
Bro, I have
like
a
way too
Pizza
heavy on the
Hut.
garlic butter.
I have a Pizza Hut, a Domino's, and a Marco's, all pretty close to me.
Oh God, Marco's.
Marco's is good.
There's only one Marco's in yeah, they only have one Marco's and Family Video left out here, and it's like, I think like 5 miles away from where we live.
Okay, putting a Marco's and Family are the Marco's and Family Video near each other? If so, that's diabolical.
They're in the same place.
Okay, that's diabolical. You know why?
Why?
Family Video, starting in like the late 2010s, early 2020s, Family Video, as a way to, you know, keep themselves afloat and try to appeal to a new demographic now that kids don't give a shit about video rentals, also acts as a dispensary.
Yeah, they want the
So
one
you
that
can
is
get,
like,
so you can preemptively prepare for the munchies by picking up pizza from Marco's when you go to Family Video.
Yeah. Also, the fact that the other Family Video / Marco's that was by us turned into a Mexican restaurant. Then after that, it turned into a liquor store.
Oh, the Blockbuster in my home neck of the woods, not where I live now, turned into like a mattress store. I don't know what it is now because I haven't been back there for like 15 years. But that's what it was turned into by the time I moved out.
Yeah, the Blockbuster by us turned into a Dunkin' Donuts, and that was like back in like 2017, 2018, I want to say.
That was a long-lasting Blockbuster,
which is sad
because this one was gone by 2011.
I don't remember.
This one was gone by 2011.
It was like 2011, I know it was 2011. I'm getting my dates and everything.
Blockbuster as a big corporation collapsed entirely around like 2011.
Which, by the way, to all those people that kept the video games and never returned them, all those bills are now null and voided.
Well, I went to that Blockbuster when it was about to shut its doors and bought a bunch of movies and games from it that they were just selling off. Because, you know, they didn't need them anymore.
Yeah.
So I got Guitar Hero 6.
I mean, fair.
And I got a bunch of horror movies from it. And I got the more artsy, like, Academy Award-nominated animated film Persepolis.
I think the last
And I
game
haven't watched any of the movies I bought
from.
from there.
The last thing I bought from Blockbuster when they were shutting down, well, no, not shutting down, but back in like 2009 or whatever, last time I ever set foot in the Blockbuster, I bought a copy of Sonic Gems collection that they had on sale.
Cool.
And I love the hell out of that game. Like, I love its rental. I really want to buy it.
Bro, we need to
managed
get
to
the
get
we need to get the gang together and go on a pilgrimage to Bend, Oregon for the last Blockbuster.
You did it.
This is something we need to do, because here's the thing. I know it still exists.
Yeah, it still
We need to
exists.
do
That
this.
that commonly circulating headline about it shutting down last October was a fake news thing, just meant to lie to people. I don't know why you would come
Yeah.
up with a story like that and just have it as a headline that's fake. Like, I know people go on the internet and lie, obviously, but like, why lie about that specific thing?
One memory I have of Blockbuster when I was like, I want to say back in like 95, 96, when the N64 came out, I still had a Super Nintendo. I didn't get like a 64 till like 98. I saw Mario 64 on the shelf, and I thought I could play on the Super Nintendo. My naive
Oh, you
five,
sweet summer
6-year-old yeah, my naive 5-year-old brain, like, Mom, look, Mario's on here. You're like, oh, you want to get that? And I'm like, yeah. So we rented it. We brought it home. Good thing it was like walking distance. I tried putting it into the Super Nintendo. I'm like, well, it won't fit. Little did I learn for the first time, even though I played NES and SNES, that it wouldn't work in a Super Nintendo. So I had to tell my mom about this. She's like, oh, we'll go back and get another game. I was disappointed, but we managed to get like another game for Super Nintendo. And then in 1998, we actually did get an N64. The games I got were Banjo-Kazooie and Yoshi Story, as well as Ocarina of Time, because, again, best friend's mom got it for me and him when it came out.
Looks
And
like
then later the next year, like after my
just chiming in for the mods here. Lulu throwing something at my face seems to have not gone through. Looks like something fucky's going on with redeems tonight. So JKR, if you could refund those points for the lovely Lulu Lucille, who everyone should follow.
Hello, Lulu. Yeah,
I also want
definitely
to.
best
I also
doggo
want
VTuber,
to.
fight me.
I also want to say. I want to say. My brother's in the Zard. We have 2 monkeys left to catch, and then the final fight with Spectre.
Nice.
One in the Futuramas, one in the TV Tower, and then one in Spectre Land.
Yep. But yeah, and then in like 1999, after I got my report card, my mom said, okay, since you got straight A's, we can get, you can get 2 games. The 2 games I got were Mario 64 finally. I finally got to play it. And the other one I had to wait for a little bit. It was Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
And I was happy I finally played Mario 64, and it was just a great time.
Going to say, once I unpause from here after I've loaded into the stage, I paused as soon as I loaded in. We're going to see how long it takes me to catch. We're going to see how long it takes me to catch the one monkey that's left over in the TV Tower stage, and then we'll go on to the final monkey in Spectreland. Are we ready?
Okay. Yes, we are. Let's go get it.
Yeah.
Let's get the monkey. The monkey.
It's over here at the start of the stage, in a box that can only be broken with a magic punch, and done.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right at the beginning of the stage. They knew that hiding it somewhere late in there would be stupid.
Yeah, I just like, no, let's just give it to them. They already got this far.
And the final monkey is just in the courtroom, in like the foyer of Spectre's castle. So, like, once you enter the castle area, it's just right there.
Okay. Yep, so in other words, we got all the monkey.
We got one more monkey to catch, and then we gotta fight Spectre.
Yeah.
One more monkey.
One more monkey.
But no, I definitely miss the era. I miss the era of times of like the N64, GameCube, and like PlayStation 1 and 2. I do miss it.
There are things that I miss about that greatly. One of it being, like, not everything had to be a AAA blockbuster release. Like, you had a wide variety of titles of varying scope and budget. Another thing was, you know, games going down in price as they got older. And consoles getting price cuts as the generation went on, instead of getting price increases.
Also getting excited for seeing Pokemon Stadium and being like, oh god, 3D Pokemon, let's go.
For me, that was Pokemon Coliseum, because I didn't have an N64, so Stadium completely missed me. Still haven't played Stadium.
Was my thing. It is on the Nintendo Switch Online.
I know it's on Switch Online, but I need to get added to Miles' family plan. Which we'll do some either after, well, probably not after stream, because I need to make sure I get to bed at a reasonable hour, so I don't oversleep and miss my appointment to get my crown put on tomorrow. But we'll do that sometime.
I was gonna say,
but also because,
go ahead.
You know, I feel like I'm missing the intended Stadium experience if I can't play it with Game Boy Pokemon.
Yeah, you really are.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing: the rental Pokemon, some of them are good, a lot of them aren't. And if you're gonna play the game through with just rentals, good luck.
We caught the final. We caught the final ape.
Yo. But no, realistically, when you do end up playing it, I want to see it. I want to have a stream where you and Miles get out.
Dude, Miles is gonna kick my ass. He's always been better at Pokemon than me, because I don't know anything about the
Don't worry,
don't
worry.
Except for, like,
with
type
my
advantages.
expertise, I will help you.
All right, cutscene time.
We found Spectre. We've programmed the location so you'll be able to select it from the time station. Time's running out. Please hurry. You'll need to leave right away.
Why are you slurring your words there, Professor?
Did he hit the
There's
bottle?
Too many ones.
No. He's speaking super fast. They just had to slow it down to make it understandable to our our non-genius level intellect ears. It's like that video of Kermit the Frog yelling at Cookie Monster about, no, it's not an orange, where they just slow it down and he sounds drunk.
Yeah.
All right, the final level, Dimension X, the Peak Point Matrix.
Wasn't there one of Cookie Monster eating a cookie and he gets so pissed off about it?
Yes.
Or something?
No, it was.
Okay,
it's the one where. It's the one where. It's the same one you're thinking of, where it's like. Okay, the first clue is something to eat. No, it's not a cookie. Like, Cookie Monster keeps guessing that it's a cookie.
I don't blame him.
And that's what makes Kermit mad.
Yeah.
All right, ready for the final battle with Spectre?
What, you hear cookie?
When I hear cookie, I think of Kingler.
Cookie.
Yes.
All right, ready for cutscene time.
Okay.
Get ready for a shonen battle for the ages.
So you finally come. You just won't give up, will you?
Of course I'm here. Someone's got to teach you that you can't conquer the world. Give it up.
You are so irritating. I just don't understand you.
What? What do you mean?
You have all that power and energy. Why not use your powers for something better?
I'd never do anything harmful or destructive. You'll never get me to turn against my friends.
Ugh, you're so naive.
I'm still better than you are.
Yeah, give it a rest. You're still only human. But one more thing.
What now?
How was the man that raised me?
Aw.
What? You mean the trainer at the amusement park?
Yeah.
Why do you
Still has a soft spot after
Thinking
all.
about going back? I think that's a great idea. Everyone will be so happy. I'm sure if you apologize, they'd welcome you back to the amusement park. Let's go.
What? Apologize? That's ridiculous. Why should I apologize? After the way they treated me? I told you I'm never going back. Why should I? I've come across such incredible powers and intelligence that I'm better than they are. I can do anything.
That's not true power. You're being controlled by the peak point helmet. If you knew what was good for you, you'd throw that thing away. Now do it and let's go.
Quiet! I'll prove to you just how great my powers are!
Go ahead, but if I beat you, you get rid of the helmet.
Oh, you won't beat me!
Don't be so sure, Spectre. Here I come.
All right, boss fight time.
So, is Spectre's like the equivalent of like a teenager?
We don't know his age. We just know that he monkey.
I was
Because
gonna
his voice
say,
actor is so like. It
Well,
makes him
all
seem like
the
he
voice
looks like a
actors-
kid.
All the voice actors in this game are like that. They sound way too old for their parts.
One of the
I
things
was
I have
gonna
a
s-
problem with.
I was
But
gonna say in the words of
Spectre typically throughout various dubs is portrayed like he's an adult.
I was gonna say in the words of Sypha to Alec, you're just like a teenager in an adult's body. In this case, you'd be a teenager in a monkey's body.
Yeah, he's as in Ape Escape 1, you know, due to very wonky localization, it's hard to make out like what kind of personality they're going for other than just bad guy. But in Ape Escape 2, he's like very much a, you know, standard villain in his portrayal. Ape Escape 3, he's a lot more like childish and like manic. So his the way he's written varies from game to game. And also depending on who's localizing
I think it's
it.
just more so. I think it's just more so along the lines of that helmet is giving him a lot of brain damage. Like he can't even figure out what he is anymore.
Like they do state outright that the helmet is messing with his brain and making him crazy.
I was just making a joke, but okay.
Yeah, that is canon. It's the helmet that's making him do this stuff. He doesn't, like, as a normal monkey, you know, he's a sweet little monkey. When he puts on the helmet, it, like, makes him go all, like, egomaniacal supervillain.
I assume you died.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And now I'm out of explosive rounds for my slingshot, so this first phase will take a lot longer. The first phase is him, like, teleporting around in his chair and, launching, psychic attacks at you. And you only have, like, brief windows where you can hit him. And, the explosive rounds deal the most damage, so you want to hit him with those, but I wasted all mine.
I was gonna say, I would assume, like, there are ways to refill it in mid-fight, or are you just, like... You
have to hope... You have to hope that when he launches one of his psychic attacks that it'll spawn an ammo refill, so it's kind of RNG. You can still take him down with the regular pellets, which you have infinite supply of. It'll just take longer.
Yeah, but RNG is always unforgiving.
Yeah, like so far he hasn't given me any extra. And the reason I wasted all mine was that I was aiming at, like, his chair, when you have to aim at him for it to count as a hit.
So it's hitting the monkey, not the chair, that deals the damage.
Yeah, now the chair's destroyed, and I have to break down his shield, avoid his projectile attacks, and hit him when his shield's down.
So
But,
literally,
these
this is just a cut and dry battle.
Yeah, the projectile attacks he launched will sometimes spawn health refills, like it just did a little bit ago, if you dodge them properly. But, they have homing properties, so it's kind of hard to dodge unless you use the super hoop, which I should be using, but, the magic punch breaks down his shield, quicker, and, deals more damage against him when it hits him.
So it's better to just try and tank the hit and just whittle
Like,
his health
you only
bar
have
down as much
5
as you
hit
can.
points, is the problem.
Okay.
Okay, he just dropped, he dropped a cookie, which,
post-invincibility?
You do have it, but the attack knocks you down, so post-hit invincibility is not going to help too much.
Okay.
But, like, every now and then it spawns a cookie when the projectile hits the ground, like it just did here. Cookies are your health.
Cookie.
Alright. Got him! And yeah, that
Miles
final,
was
like,
talking
triple
about
camera
cookies
angle
earlier.
gotcha is awesome. And sadly, we don't get an awesome finale. It's kind of anticlimactic. Like, we get another
Seriously?
credit scene. We get, like, a montage of stills, through the credits that shows, like, them returning him to, the park without the helmet. And then we get a post-credit scene that just kind of is like, okay, the day is saved. I will say, one mark against
Wow.
Ape Escape 1 is that it has a very anticlimactic finale.
I was gonna say, yeah, that sounds kind of lazy if you ask me.
Yeah, Ape Escape 2 and 3 have much better endings. They also have better final boss fights. This is a very straightforward cut and dry fight that's not very challenging. Especially because, like, not only, you know,
Yeah,
not even factoring in that I've played this game a lot and beaten it a lot. By the time I got to this fight, I had like 40 lives.
Yeah, you really did.
I was
This
gonna,
game hands out lives
I was
like
gonna
candy.
say, it's probably a good thing then they knocked you down when that post invincibility is, because then you could just speed run that fight and just like take the hits and just whittle him down to nothing.
Yeah, this is a very easy fight for a final boss fight.
Yeah, I mean, damn, he didn't go down that. He didn't die. It didn't take long to beat.
Yeah. All right, that took
At least you got a
about...
cookie
That took a
out
little
of it.
under 3 hours to do. So I feel like that's good enough for one stream on its own. We'll start Ape Escape 2 next week.
Okay.
We had a talk about classic video games, arcades, Pokemon, and then we were beating on Spectre.
Yeah, there wasn't
Sounds
too
about
much. There wasn't too much to commentate on about the game itself at this point because we've already been through all the stages. It was just cleanup.
It went by quickly though because of the
Yeah.
autopilot that went on.
Yeah, like I instinctively know what to do most of the time in these stages. Because I
We still
again
need to
played
do
it
that
so many
Blockbuster
times.
trip.
Yeah, we need to. That's our new goal, other than meeting up at a convention together, is to
Jason.
go on a group pilgrimage to
To Blockbuster.
the last Blockbuster.
I'd be down.
We probably won't be able to rent anything unless, like, we stay at a hotel and rent something overnight. But we could buy some merch from there. They do sell Last Blockbuster on Earth merch.
Yeah, I probably just get like one of the popcorn buckets just for the hell of it.
My boy Shadow Dragon's been there, and I'm jealous of him.
Lucky.
Alright. That was... We got a post-credit scene after this, with our last bit of voice acting of the PS1 era of Ape Escape.
Let us hear it.
Oh no! Look at the time!
We better hurry, or it'll be too late. Hey, wait up!
Wait for me, you two!
And there's Monkey Spectre. Good Monkey Spectre, just
Oh.
speaking to his owner. Thank you.
Monkey
The
Spectre.
end. What are they late for? I don't know.
I'm assuming Ape Escape 2 and 3, Spectre's still the villain, right?
Yes, he's the villain of most of the games.
Good boy until the sequel.
Yeah. And the Ape Escape 2 is where it starts leaning more into the wacky side of things instead of trying to portray it somewhat seriously. Like, the entire, onus of, like, the inciting incident of Ape Escape 2 is due to the protagonist being a dipshit in that game.
Oh,
And it's
God.
not Spike this time. We have different protagonists every game. The next game, our protagonist is going to be Jimmy, the cousin of Spike. And Jimmy is very much an idiot hero.
Oh, God.
Which makes sense why he has Ash's voice in that game. It's too fitting. It would be wrong not to have him voiced by Veronica
fair.
Taylor.
I mean, fair, but also you forget, in the Pokemon anime, beginning at least, Ash was basically a roast master. Like, he's been roasting people left and right.
By the way, as one final thing before I queue up our raid for the night and conclude tonight's streaming festivities. I saw one of the pre-race interactions that two specific characters can have in Sonic Racing Crossworlds because it showed up as a short for me in my feed on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's between Sonic and Rouge, and Sonic
know
says
what you're
something
talking
way out of pocket. Where Rouge is remember, this is a race, handsome. Keep your eyes on the road. And he's like, don't worry about me. I know how to handle the curves.
Look, the funny thing is, someone actually made a thing where they continued off of it, and it looks like they just secretly want to have sex with each other at this point.
Look, I don't know where all this flirtatious banter from between Rouge and Sonic came from in like the past few years. It's so weird. Because they basically never
It is
interacted
weird.
before that.
Most of the stuff that Rouge says to most of the characters is very flirty.
I mean,
Literally
usually
it
she
is.
only said stuff like that she was like tsundere towards Knuckles, and she was like friendly flirty towards Shadow. She basically never did anything with Sonic ever before, like, Sonic Generations.
Yeah.
Like, Sonic Generations is like the first time she has like a pet name for him and stuff. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yeah.
They like never spoke to each other before.
Fact that oh my god. I'm sorry, but Cross Worlds has so many good interactions.
I
There's so many.
My monthly payment for like my SSI money that I have left over is going to be split up into two payments. I spent part of it today for my new SSD, which I need to pick up after I end the stream. And the other half is going to be next week. And by next week, I don't know whether that means like in the coming week or the week after. My mom was very non-specific about that. Yeah, if JKR is still watching, I won't be able to, this is another month where I won't be able to put down the $100 for Bruticus because I'm getting two $100 payments that need to last me the whole month. But whenever I do have the $100 and don't have something that needs to be spent on, I will put that aside for Bruticus. I'm sorry that this keeps happening. It's just like a lot of stuff has happened over the past months, as you've known. And I thank you so much for your patience.
Let life happen?
How dare I
dare
let
you let
life
life happen?
How dare I let life kick me in the nads, or given that I'm Maxine now, punch me in the tits?
Oh God.
Who knows? Maybe I'll leave it up to the fan artist interpretation whether I have dangly bits or not in this form. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether I'm a futa or not, and even then, what kind of futa I would be, whether I have both bits or just one. That's
I am
for the
very
fan artist
scared.
to decide.
I am very scared.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Be very afraid. Let's see who we're gonna raid tonight. We are going to raid. You know what? We're gonna raid Ray Ray again, who is continuing her first ever playthrough of Final Fantasy V. As part of her Final Fantasy marathon, day 23 of it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to my co-hosts for joining me and putting up with my bullshit today. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow night. Keep an eye out for the schedule as it becomes finalized. Go give Ray Ray my warmest welcomes and take good care of her. Until next time. Pleasant dreams.
Take care, guys.
I'm so not used to JKR not being here to sing the outro song, so good night, everybody.
I mean, if I knew the outro song, I would sing it for you, but I
need to
suck at
just
singing,
get it
so
on a
you're out of luck.
soundboard or something. Anyways, good night, everybody.